Oh. It has been 2 weeks since your encounter with the sheep cum wizard. The transformed creatures that you brought over to the Terminus Temple have been returned back to their place over at the Wizard's Tower, where they are currently being dealt with, seeing as how the Wizard Starbright is still unwilling to really use his Wand of True Polymorph in its currently broken state. He remains a gnome, but for all intents and purposes, he is happy to no longer be eating grass for his entire meals. In this time, I am going to deal with also our monk Teanos. Teanos has been taking quite a liking to the Nodites and the Acolytes of the Terminus Temple. And he has been spending a lot of time here, and in fact, so much that he has ended up pledging himself to the temple. To that end, should Teanos come back with us, we will be able to meet him here. After this, however, he is not going to be an anticipated PC unless we hear otherwise.
Oh.
So, the in these 2 weeks, you are completely healed up. You have been training, you have been practicing, but more than anything, you are bored and annoyed. These people, remember, have brought you here after some strange event that occurred almost a month ago to the day. And these people have promised you answers, and they say that they need you because of your special connection with this. That you have some connection to this blue dragon, Praxis Umbra, he called himself. Or that you have some sort of connection to Nodisa, an ancient figure in this religion. And they have been, the Aviite and the Nodite have been reaching out all of their hands and all of their attention across the world to try and gather information together. On this particular day, as you are about to go to a morning meeting, which you anticipate is yet again going to be some variation of "we are still waiting on news," Acolyte Quellen runs into the dining hall where everyone is meeting. It is just this group, Sans Teanos, this group, the Aviite and the Nodite. And Acolyte Quellen comes running up, and he whispers something to the Aviite and the Nodite, and they gesture for him to sit down and partake of the food that is prepared here. So you all are eating your breakfast.
Yay!
Nodite Molsha turns towards the group and says, "Well, I don't know if this is the information that we were exactly looking for, but we may have had a lead on what happened at the Eye of Alanatar that month ago. Unfortunately, it seems the one who could provide us with any information at all has gone silent. Have any of you heard of Sir Timothy Zadrian?
No.
History check.
Yes.
And history checks are going to be good, especially if you have Arcana. Arcana or history will be used.
I just say it's impossible that the Kenku knows.
Sure.
Not Arcana check, history.
So while everyone else is kind of looking around the table, the Dragonborn and the Bard kind of catch each other's eyes, and you both, you know that this is that Sir Timothy Zadrian. Sir is barely a title that he has earned. He just has some money in his background, but he is kind of a famous alchemist. He has a lot of odd ideas of trying to give people powers to put normal people on the same plane as the magic users and those who believe in gods and goddesses. He is very much a master of the natural arts as opposed to the unnatural, which he has accosted clerics and mages and sorcerers and warlocks of being distasteful in his eyes. But he is still quite a brilliant individual, and he has gained some repute for his controversial statements.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Oh no.
The Aviite turns and gestures for Molshot to stop, and he continues on with the story. A week ago, we received word from Sir Zadrian, and he kind of speaks that with mild contempt in his voice, that he might have some sort of connection to this scar, this symbol that's been seen, and he gives a look over to Acolyte Quellen, who kind of shamefully touches his arm. And yet, when we attempted to send our contact back, he came back to us empty-handed. Not only did he return empty-handed, but he said that the entirety of Sir Zadrian's castle, as it will, was not even there.
Isn't this the guy? He was more of a scientist than anything, correct?
His science is certainly beyond reproach, but yes, he is a man, a human of some repute. And as the Aviite is not himself a human, he just looks like a very beautiful man. He has this "I am better than all humans" sort of look about him.
So an elf, got it.
But the fact that the man's castle was not even where it should be certainly raises us with some concerns. We would like for you to go to his castle, or at least confirm with us that we sent our courier to the right location.
I think that'd be simple enough.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair enough.
He doesn't live too far from here, maybe about 3 days 3 days to the north. He lives in the Northlands with the sun, as he should, and he kind of gets a haughty look about him.
It's like a day for me.
He lives next to a village called Cuthder. You would do well to arrive in Cuthder. We have already sent word that someone from the temple will be arriving there. You simply need to find your way to the Sleeping Giant Inn. I believe there are only 2 inns there. But we have already established rooms for you at the Sleeping Giant Inn inside of Cuthder.
Yeah, free lodging.
We believe his castle, and again he's spitting this out, such as it is, should be no more than barely half a day's ride from the small town. It's a farming village, nothing too particularly important there.
I guess he doesn't like to eat.
Zadrian is kind of a reclusive man, the Aviite continues. And Acolyte Quellen looks and he's nodding. He knows a little bit about that statement. He's a reclusive man. He lives alone in his castle. He travels into Cuthbert about once a week or so for supplies. He makes extravagant demands of the local shopkeep there, ordering all sorts of books and supplies and knickknacks and whatnot for him to do his research. He doesn't even have a guard. He does not have a friend in town. He simply exists alone and doing his own thing to concern himself with his research, which I suppose is why he is rather brilliant at his craft.
So if I may ask, if we do encounter him, what stops him from just telling us to peeve off? I mean, we'd need some way to prove that we're on a quest to find him, right?
You simply say that you are working with the Terminus Temple, my dear cat. As simple as that. He
Also,
knows that we are asking questions regarding the sigil, the scar, or the sign, as some people have been saying it. And you might actually be more appropriate than most for this matter. And again, he glares over at Acolyte Quellen while Molsha just quietly eats her food.
Aspen looks over and sees Yeek sort of bouncing up, wanting to say something.
Kenku got coin. Maybe showing makes it.
Showing him coin? What
Yeah,
coin?
coin with scar.
If you do this, then I'm sure he will believe you and know why you are there, for he has claimed to hold the same symbol.
Yay!
I do not know how or where. For some reason, I was not deemed worthy enough to receive the vision of Nod. But he claims that he has, and he also claims to have knowledge of it. Which is why we are requesting that you go, and not you, Acolyte. And Acolyte Qualm does have this very disappointed, but respectful. He's being respectfully quiet about this. And Molsha is kind of nodding and munching on her food. The Aviite is saying all that needs to be said.
So, how certain are you guys that he'll know anything about Praxis?
He didn't say anything about Praxis. He said that he knows the symbol and has information on it.
So,
Apparently, for the past month, he's been so engrossed in his own studies of it that he neglected our 3 prior summons to request help from him. Again, a week ago, we received notification from him, and yet when we sent our courier with the confirmation that we would like to talk, the courier returned saying his castle was not even there.
Let's go find the castle.
Yeah.
Just
Treasure
so
hunt.
you know, it's not exactly a castle. It's a small house that he has fortified, or likes to call it his castle, and he is a lord of sorts. He does have a history and money. So when you approach him, be sure to give a good impression of the Terminus Temple, as you will be representing us.
easy enough.
Kenku's like,
I guess then we should leave the Kenku at home.
Maybe give us pretty clothes like Elfenkind code.
You have had more than ample time to retrieve your own finery, young bird.
Aspen just kind of bends down, goes to Yeek. Now, when I told you about this, that's not something you can just buy, okay? You can't keep asking people for magical items and expect them to... He's basically just, he's whispering it's like, you can't keep asking people that.
As this happens, Molsha stands up and gestures towards Zerum with an outstretched right hand as she steps away from the table. Sir Zerum, I would like for you to follow me, please. Everyone else, please disregard us. We have personal matters to discuss.
Who is this asking me to follow?
This is the Aviite Nodite Molsha, the half-orc, who is basically the leader of the Nodites' half of Terminus Temple.
He eyes them warily and wanted to do an insight check.
Okay, insight check away.
Yep, just because this is the kind of thing that you would.
Zerum doesn't like it when people talk to him. Everyone wants to take his scales or cut his hair or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could try. There is nothing wrong with what's going on. In fact, you kind of feel bad that you doubted her in the first place.
I feel like this is also the temple of That makes sense a little bit because this is the place, is the temple
This is the temple where if you genuinely desire right now established, they make great pains to say that there are no secrets in shadow, no secrets in light. So
Absolutely.
if you wish to be in your draconic form right now, you just say it, and that's what you are.
Yeah, I'll say that I'm in draconic form because I'm respecting the rights of the temple. I'm in my normal form outside the temple, like the humanoid form outside the temple, but inside the temple, I do it. I am more seclusive when in my draconic form, that like then everybody at the temple see me, but I'm respecting the rights of the temple.
Okay. So you follow her real quick.
Yep, I'll follow.
And this is not to be long. This is just a moment. This is just a small sidebar as she takes you aside and she says, "The Queen requests that you remain safe during this particular journey. During the events of the past 2 weeks, where you're dealing with the once thought deceased wizard Star-Raptor, we did not know that you would have been in such dangers as was presented to you before. The Queen wishes to speak with you after this event. First, I believe she wishes to apologize for the way that you arrived in Samora, and then I believe she has a personal request of you. But her request now is that you return safe."
There was not so much danger before.
Okay,
This
looking
will be no
forward to
different.
talk
I
to
will be
Queen
fine.
friend.
Thank you. And that is all that really needs to be said. So while you and her are having this conversation, of which this is the crux of it, is there anything else that anyone else wishes to say to Quellen or the Aviite?
Do you have any idea how hard it is to find fancy clothing for Kenkus? They just don't exist. They don't.
Kenku found fancy clothing on woman, but wasn't allowed to take.
Well,
Please
you know, being an entertainer myself, I might be able to procure something on the way out of town. I think I know just the thing.
Acolyte Quellen perks up and states, if you have any skill in sewing whatsoever, Master Bard, you are more than welcome to take some of our robes for your skill to practice your skills."
Aspen's like ear twitches up and his tail like wags. He's like, yeah, I suppose I could try something. Yeah, sure.
So before you depart, be sure to note down that you have 2 spare Terminus Temple robes and a sewing kit.
Okay.
A sewing kit, yeah.
You get to practice as you will. If you want to practice up sewing and making a Kenku finery.
I was just gonna take the most like cut up the most colorful cloth and robe and just make him, since he's just a Kinku, I was just gonna make like a very flamboyant like poncho. Like I just took like this very colorful and just made it's like, okay, shove it on him whenever he takes it on or off, because he's not going to be stealthy with it. But if he wants to, yeah, if he wants to look pretty as a bird, it's just a hilarious over-colored, like JoJo's Bizarre poncho style stitch work.
So before we get to that, because it will take, depending upon what happens upon the road, it will take 3 days, maybe at most, to get there. We'll make a roll and see how you're doing on the road.
Okay.
With that, though, the Aviite looks over towards the Dragonborn and says, "Sorcerer, I know that I may not be required to say so, but I do feel like this should not be understated. Do not underestimate Sir Timoth. he may be brilliant, and he may have some predispositions towards those of us who wield arts other than his own logical science, but he is a good man, if not a bit reclusive.
Okay.
So please try not to get on his bad side with your magics.
As long as he doesn't get on my bad side, I'm not getting on his bad side either.
You are to be our diplomat, Mr. Dragon. Please remember this.
I do, but you know our group.
What's that supposed to mean?
He does chuckle, and he's like, and sadly, you are our best opportunity to make a connection with him. And with that said, does anyone wish to do anything with the knowledge of where you are going and the brief idea of what you have been told to expect? Does anyone wish to prepare anything before they depart?
Life insurance.
Life insurance.
I'm.
I think I will. My Kenku will try to steal a sleep potion again from another shop, of course.
From another shop.
Yeah.
Burden is sleep potions. All right.
With Tweets watching out for me.
So, Aspen
All
for.
right, Tweet.
Huh? What? Peep?
Are you gonna stand by and let this happen?
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly, your little Kenku friend hops away. All right.
Damn.
I got it.
So essentially, what Fleeks is doing, and everyone recognizes, it is up to you on if you discussed what Starbright gave to you in his exchange and in his compensation for rescuing him specifically. It is entirely up to you. But
I got a ring of
the Kenku wanting to out a new toy.
Yeah. And I got a sleeping potion now, yay.
Yes, you got a sleeping potion.
20 is exactly what I need for this, as far as I know from the rules, but it's up to you in the end, right?
I will slap it onto you. I will slap it.
So what did all of you get from Mr. Wizardman?
I got an amulet.
I got fancy ring.
I got an amulet that lets you understand any language I choose for one day.
And that's mighty impressive.
I too got a ring of greater healing, but I like to keep my fingers clear because functioning a bow with rings is difficult. So still have the ring, just not wearing it on my fingers.
Understandable.
I got shiny ring that makes a hand very a bird got ring that makes hand very light. Woo! and the Kenku is like waving the hand like woo. and also steals a coin from Aspen to demonstrate.
What?
Does a trick with it. Does a trick with. Oh no, but fails. No, I mean about 10 it's a coin-sized object.
So what? Okay, I never completely understood what he got. So Eclipse, what happened?
Tennis
What
coin-sized
happened
object.
with Yeek?
Yeah, he rolled an 11, and I'm not entirely sure what his thing does.
No. He rolled a natural 1. Yeek has a ring that increases sleight of hand by +5.
So he critically failed that, right?
Oh yeah, he did.
So he's.
But I thought like everything above 10 is
He
successful for a
absolutely
coin.
flubbed it because he forgot for a moment that he's supposed to use actual skill along with the influence of the ring.
So he just like, here, I'll show you, and he just goes up to me and puts his hand in my pocket.
You in the eye, yeah.
Oh.
Here, I'll show you.
Ow! Hey!
You have no eyes. Now watch what I can do.
Hey, watch it there. Watch it there, short
It's
stuff.
okay, I can heal you.
As Fleeks jams his ring on his tail right in the bard's face and also fails to heal.
Jesus.
All right.
Aspen, for aside from tuning instruments, getting some of the sewing materials from the temple. As I've mentioned a couple times, he's ever since the him locking up last adventure, he's been a lot more somber and quiet. After
What? Yeah.
yeah, after a moment, whenever we get done eating, he's gonna pack some stuff up, and while everyone else is packing up or Flakes is going to go get the potion, he actually
found it on ground.
he actually is going to kind of walk around and just sit on the steps in the disguised form for a bit and just sit there and watch the streets move by, and eventually join back with everybody once they resolve, when we're all ready.
Excellent. So in disguise as human form.
As John Smith, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So we are ready to take our trek over to the village of Cuthter.
Yay!
You are provided with horses and a carriage, and you actually are able to join in with a small group of travelers and merchants that are heading north this very morning. Or correction, this afternoon.
Are there any
So
halflings?
Say again?
Are there any halflings or tabaxi or merchants that I may know of?
Are there any
no
kobolds?
There are no beast races that you can tell,
Oh,
and no halflings.
Are
okay.
there orcs?
What's that?
Are there orcs?
There is a half orc, a shopkeep.
Oh. Kenku can do orc voice.
You probably can. But you are traveling, so you travel north out of the city through the first Abbey Gate, going up north. You have a very good idea of where the small village of Cuthter is. You know that you will be passing by one or two more small villages, and then you're going to have to depart on your own for that area. That first evening, as everyone is putting all of their items together, your very small band, again, kind of like on our first evening, this is not a military caravan, however, this is just merchants and travelers agreeing to travel north together as you want to do. And I'm going to murder a bird.
Oh.
Nope, no bird murder this time.
No bird murders in
As
this whole
you
game.
are getting everything ready, I am going to say that yeah. So, Aspen, you are going to be in the cart gathering some particular items. There is one other person next to you. Who is it? You tell me. Who is with you in the cart while grabbing items while we are stopping? We've got about 30 more minutes to set up a camp.
David Bowie. I don't know what you're asking.
One of your fellow player characters is in the cart with you. Who is it?
Oh, Zerum.
Zerum. So, Zerum, in your human form, you are with the tabaxi inside of the cart, and so you are assisting in either gathering items or maybe talking. It's really up to you. So that means that Yeek, Artonis, and Ayul are outside of the cart. And the tabaxi and the dragon get to hear the majority of this particular conversation. For the three of you, as you are standing about the cart, preparing to move things in and out, you see a somewhat familiar woman appear. She appears to be, she is redheaded and is wearing clerical robes. And the moment that she sees you, it's kind of a surprise. Her eyes widen, and then she stares back and says, "Well, if it's not the troublemakers from the now canceled play.
Is this
I heard that you all were out of the dungeon.
Oh, this is woman that talked with Doctor.
Eclipse? Is this Rose Tyler, or which companion is this?
Is that what you say, Geek?
Yes.
And she turns to you, and she kind of bends down in almost this patronizing manner, as if talking to a child. That's right, I am. I'm so glad you remember. She's not speaking in an insulting, like she's not trying to be mean. She thinks that's how she's supposed to.
Yeek is our.
Doesn't get it anyways.
Yeek is our child. He's our baby Groot.
Also, Bert is remembering Pretty Woman.
Well, thank you very much. And she turns towards Artonis, and she turns towards Ayul, and kind of does a small, respectful nod. And she says, as much as I am loath to admit my mistakes, I truly apologize for how I treated you on our first encounter. I fell into the trap just like everyone else in thinking that you were responsible for poor Lord Hydemark's murder, and I am glad to see that justice was done for that villainous guard who was the only individual responsible for his death.
Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. It was this stupid Black Rose.
I also want to really quickly let everyone know, in case you forgot, nobody knows that I was disguised. Everyone thinks I just passed out. So, Aspen.
Not even.
Come on, you're ruining my fun.
Yeah, Aspen was literally just like, he was playing the music, and when he saw her, like the string went ding, and he's just sort of, he's kind of like, and I don't know if anyone notices. I don't know what passive perception is, but Aspen's just sort of like wide-eyed, not sure what to say.
Aspen's wide-eyed.
Yeah, he's not. It's pretty obvious, but
she chuckles at Ayul. And have you met many kobolds in your travels?
Too many. Too many. I do not like them.
Kobold set place on fire.
My first encounter with kobolds was alright, until they tried to sacrifice me to their dragon god. I left very quick.
Oh my. And Aspen, if you and Zerum want to get in on your private conversation like this, please do, because this is going to be a roleplay scenario until I drop a bomb or you.
Okay. When, because they were about, I think Tweets was about to say something. When should me and Zerum have our conversation? After the clerics thing is over, and then us, or?
Do you guys want to have your conversation in the chat?
I'd like to do it vocally.
Okay, in person? Okay. So in that case, then let's the three of us pause real quick, and Zerum and Aspen, while this is going on, let's get you two in on your conversation, and I'll be listening in, and then either if you make something happen, great. I may also make something happen as well. We'll just see how it works.
Okay. Zerum, you said you noticed Aspen's kind of been.
Yep, despondent. He was right there next to you in the building back when he originally went despondent. So
yeah, you would have seen the entire thing.
Yeah, so basically he's now finally kind of saying something about it. You've been a little bit out of it the last few weeks, Aspen. What has been troubling your mind?
Me? I just have, I don't know if you noticed, I kind of, I sort of locked up there, when we were fighting Noke, and,
after you had been, briefly knocked out, yes.
Yeah, see, as, I mean, I think you've all come to know me as a, very chipper, happy cat to play music for everybody, but I'm sorry that I locked up back there. That was, you guys needed help and I wasn't there for you. I just had some memories to, some pretty bad times, but, I also,
It reminded you of some bad times?
pardon me?
It reminded you of some bad times?
Yeah, when I was just a cub at that point. I wasn't really I was barely probably 5 or 6. Just I'm not too keen on fire, on large quantities of fire or people on fire, and I don't know if now is the good time to get into that, but it's been a problem of mine for a few years, most of my life. So if it happens again, I'm sorry. I didn't mean last time to get you in danger there. I apologize.
You did not put us in any danger. You simply froze with the danger. It is alright. We together managed to get through it all. And everyone was safe. It all turned alright. And there will be many experiences to overcome challenges
And Aspen sort of he raises his head more because he feels a little bit happier, and he kind of thank you. Those are some kind words of yours.
At about this time, while you were getting kind of zoning out of the conversation happening outside of the small cart, while you were communicating with Zerum in this particular moment,
Yep.
you suddenly hear the lady, and you individually, you most likely remember Tulane. Everyone else probably doesn't, but you hear Tulane suddenly speak up and ask someone outside, one of the three, she's looking at all three of you. So, is Mr. Smith traveling with you?
Oh shit. and Zerum at this time probably sees Aspen's like his ears go taut, and he gets like cut off by this and is a little out of place, but
Zarm has this wide, toothy grin that's curling up his lips, and it looks a little strange on a human. But it doesn't quite belong to the face of a human.
And for Ayul, Yeek, and Artonis,
Yeah?
Yes.
she's looking intently. Well, Mr. Smith, your friend from the party, is he traveling with you as well?
He not friend. He just was
Zarm pokes his head out and is like, "Oh, he's around here
Never
somewhere."
saw him. The Kenku's really confused, friend. Huh? Never saw him before party.
So hold on, did Zerum poke his head out?
Yeah, he said, "Oh, he's around here somewhere, I'm sure."
She kind of hops back at the sudden. Oh,
It's like super greasy.
Is he in there with you? And she starts to move her head closer towards the edge of the cart.
that doesn't sound familiar to me at all. I'm gonna do performance right now because I don't know if Zerum is. I mean, he knows I can do disguise self. I don't know if it clicked for him. I'm gonna do performance just to throw him off. I want it to be a secret. It's my secret identity. It defines who I am.
Where was Cat when we got suspect in crime?
She speaks cat. What cat?
Points at Aspen.
I'm sorry. What's going on here? And he
So
now like
so
is a
what
cool
did you
demeanor.
just do, Aspen?
What?
What did you just do with your performance check?
I was trying to act cool. Like I went from like, oh shit, and Zerum might have noticed, and now I'm
so
trying to throw Zerum and everyone off as to
He's trying to
Yeah,
be calm and be like settled and You know.
Yeah, you start stroking your ears, and you're like, woosah, woosah. And that works for you. So,
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeek says,
Yes.
Cat is right
Okay.
there, and points his wing right inside of the cart, and she tilts her head over and kind of pulls back a little bit when she sees this human sitting next to this rather interestingly dressed tabaxi. Oh, my apologies. I must have made an improper assumption. I'm afraid that we've never met. Are you traveling with these fine fellows?
Yes, I am. We've been going on several adventures with each other.
Several adventures? Of course, you do seem the adventuring type. Ah, well, it actually. So perhaps you know where I might find a Mr. Smith. I did not see you at the party a few weeks ago. That terrible event. I'm sure you must have heard about.
Oh,
Which-
I was asleep for most of it. So I wasn't
Ah,
entirely sure until the
okay.
end.
There was some good food being served. I do agree.
Yeah, I was taking just a little cat nap.
Oh.
They're putting feathers everywhere.
So Mr. Smith is not amongst you then? Would he still be back in Samora?
It's a big city, I suppose. Probably. Who is this guy?
Oh, he's. I believe he says that he's a doctor, as much as, though, in a more scientific manner. He assisted in. I unfortunately must say he assisted me in accosting these fine creatures, and she doesn't say that in a bad, insulting way. Just that's the first word that came to her mind, and she gestures towards everyone. When I accidentally accused them of some horrible, horrible deed, he was very kind and respectful and sweet and just
Yeah,
very
Nice high
striking.
praise for this person.
Smith was very nice and handsome.
He sounds like a he sounds like a swell guy.
Yes. Well, if he's not here, are you friends with him?
No, never saw him before.
Well, then, actually,
Acquaintances, I think.
if you are acquaintances with him, I'm traveling to visit my mother.
You're cutting in and out, Eclipse.
A little small farming village just a few days away. Whereabouts might you all be heading?
What's the name of the town again? The village?
Oh, yeah.
It's the same village.
She mentioned the same village.
Oh, we're going there too.
You're traveling to Cuthter as well. Oh, what business do you have there? I've never seen, no offense, but I've never really seen your like about a small farming town.
Some rich noble's guy house disappeared. We're going for the Terminus Temple to find out why.
Best summary ever.
You mean
Yeah.
the mayor?
Mayor, I don't know, his name was Timid something. I wasn't paying a lot of attention.
What was real quick
Dragon
DM?
friend will have more information probably.
Did you mean Sir Timothy Zadrian?
Yeah, that guy.
Yep.
The alchemist?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, his house disappeared, you said.
You said he
According
was.
to the people at the Terminus Temple.
Yeah, you said he was the
has
mayor.
been doing experiments at his castle since I believe he even found that he was part of some sort of noble family and laid claim to it. It's a small, decrepit place. Perhaps he simply misplaced it, or a herd of cows may have stompled it down.
Maybe he shrunk it. Kenku knew a person
And
who did.
She leans down on her knees and laughs extremely hard, as if she was encouraging a child to think up of nice jokes. This is not intentionally insulting, but you know how you would encourage a child by laughing at their obviously bad jokes. She just did the exact same thing to you.
Oh
Yika's
my
are,
God.
Yika's being treated as a child. This is amazing. This is beautiful.
Ayul's gonna
Oh.
pipe
Wow.
up after watching this.
What's that, Ayul?
Ayul's gonna pipe up after watching this and be
Okay.
like, "You realize he's like 30-something, right?"
Oh. And she reaches over and pinches his cheek feathers. Well, you look marvelous for 30, dear.
I love this
Oh,
character. Oh my
okay.
god. This is hilarious.
Well, I'm afraid that I must be going now. I have to go look after my sister. But I do hope that we can all get together later tonight or on the way to Cuthter and share stories or adventures or
That
other
would be
people you might
wonderful.
know.
Now I have what was your name again? I don't believe I caught it in the whole
Yes,
back
I
in the
do.
debacle at the.
You are correct, of course, sir. I am Tulane.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Tulane.
Likewise. And she kind of gets the same look at you as well. This, oh no, she's not she's not really you, but she appreciates the respect.
You're cutting in and out again.
Oh, I will go ahead and fix that.
Yeah, it was just brief, but yeah.
Yeah.
Tulane's a player.
Oh God, what did I miss? 2 seconds.
literally in 2 seconds, you made us all laugh.
I didn't miss it too.
Oh my gosh! One sentence. Wow.
Now,
I just
no,
said
2
Tulane's a
words.
player.
Tulane's a player.
All right, everyone. So, at this point in time, we are going to do a small montage. So, do not put anyone in like amazing danger unless it's like, okay, I got a great idea, and then let's do it. But these will be small things. A wheel was broken, and it took some time to fix. We're arriving into town later that evening than we planned. There were some wonderful stories told, but it turns out that someone was accosted of being a liar and he was punched and left out of the caravan. So we are not going to create a problem and solution. Each one of you is simply going to create an event that you witnessed or that you maybe were a small part of, but you are not the hero of this particular event. You are simply, it happened around you, someone bumped into you, something like that. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a small event that you witness that happens to the group as it moves forward in the next 2 days. Let us go ahead and let us start with Aspen.
Shit. Alright.
And it can involve... it can involve Tulane.
I have to...
Since we're not creating a problem and solution, can it also be something that happens directly to your character?
Sure. That's fine too.
Can I...
It just can't be, I saved us all from a band of raiders.
Darn, that was what I was gonna do. Aww.
Well, don't pick it.
I'll pass the moment. I'm thinking of an idea.
Passing at the moment. Who are you passing to? You call the next person and don't make it Zerum.
Okay, Ayul.
Ayul.
You
Hello.
can pass it to me.
Oh, sorry.
Am I still going, or what's going on?
Yep, you're going, Ayul.
Go,
Okay.
go.
All right, so while the caravan is moving on, a person comes down the opposite side of the road, going towards the Samora, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he bumps into Artonis, actually, and hands him a note, and the note simply says, "I know," and it's cryptic, and that's all the information it has.
What? What
Does
just
it have a
happened?
black hand on it?
Who was it?
It's got a fingerprint at every corner of the note.
Okay.
Okay, who handed me that message?
Just some random person, just somebody walking towards Samora just bumped into you and handed it to you.
Interesting.
That's pretty
I like it.
pretty screwed up. All
He
right.
Ayul didn't think much of it. He saw it happen. And he was like, eh.
He was like, happens all the time. He's a wizard.
Well, I'm looking at the note and I'm crumpling it up, burning it with some dragon breath, and then I disappear for like half an hour, and I come back much relieved, looking.
Oh,
We're not gonna ask exactly what happened there.
Oh dang.
I feel like that's a big plot point. That sounds like something big.
I like it. I could have worked with that. Fleeks, or correction, Yeek. I want you to go next.
So we should do anything that happens on the travel
Yeah.
or in the town specifically.
Well, not the town of
Travel.
not the town that you are going to.
we are doing
so-
a rest at the moment.
Yeah. There are towns along the way, small way stations and the like. So if you want to say that,
Yeah. I just say that Yeek is practicing a bit of sleight of hand, and does one coin trick with their own coin
yeah.
on how's the female called again?
Prestidigitation.
Talane. And that's
yeah.
like empty hands and then behind the ear, and let's see if Yeek is good enough.
No. You say if it's good enough. No rules in this.
Yeah, I just
Say if it
wanted
works
to
or
know,
not.
but yeah, about 10. And let's coin appear and disappear appear. There's a few of coin tricks to entertain the, yeah, practically like some street magician.
I imagine
Right.
if Artonis was watching this, he's like, I can do that.
Be silent.
So you're spending some time with Talane practicing a little bit of sleight of hand with her.
Yeah, and letting coins disappear from appear behind her ears.
I love it. Okay.
And showing off.
Zerum,
That's
I
right,
want
yeah.
you up next.
Oh, I had like 3 different ideas.
One.
I know. So I'm gonna have this one. So we're in a kind of like a caravan of different travelers on the road.
Yeah.
And one of the nights when we're traveling is like there's just different discussions and stories going on, and what happens is 2 people who have it seemed probably more like the Missoni types, but have shared stories and around the campfire and stuff like that, decide to go for a sparring match. And one is carrying like a small buckler shield and a spear, while the other one has 2 swords. And they're going into battle against each other, and they're fighting back and forth. The person with the spear is trying to make as much use of the range as possible to hold them back and keep them away, and use that extra reach to keep them from moving in. And so they're going back and forth, and there's a slight there's these subtle movements and everything like that. Yeah. They're doing subtle shifts in movement, trying to get the angle on the other to, test their skills. And eventually, and it's really hard for the person with the dual swords to get the opening and find that way in to get his blades in. And they don't want to actually also. They agreed on beforehand that they weren't going to damage his equipment, so it's a bit even more of a challenge as they try to get the other and lock him into position. And what eventually happens is the person of the feints to one side against the spear user, and then deftly use one of his blades to knock out the side, knock the spear to the side, and then moves in, puts his blade to the his second blade to the side of the person's chest, and basically at that point they call it because he won the
Everyone
duel.
gasps.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Right. So we got some like some Renaissance fair fighting going on over here. I love it.
It was just like an arrow would have solved this problem.
I love that too. All right, and Arctonus. Something that occurs on this particular event while we're
Well.
traveling to Custer.
Okay. Artonis like just walks, and suddenly this little stray kitten comes to him, and it seems to be hungry and wants to be fed. So he picks it up and has an idea. So he goes over to that priest woman and
All
tells
right,
her,
Tulane.
"Yeah, Tulane, look, I found a stray kitten. Would you like to keep it?"
I can't tell if this is mocking me or not.
She
I don't like it.
and actually, because I am not describing this, you are. What do you tell me? What does she do, and how does this event end?
She is totally in love with it. Care for it forever.
Oh my god! All right, I'm writing that down. She has it. No, I gotta write this. I gotta write this.
As I leave away from her, I pass past Aspen and say, "I think she likes kitties."
I refuse to respond to this comment. I'm not answering questions at this time.
Aspen probably gets super red now. Like, Aspen should
Oh
notice.
my god! All right, I just wrote that down. That is now canon. Okay. Beautiful.
As I said, I was like, I don't know if this is mocking me or what, but what's funny is like
Oh, I get it.
with the persuasion, like the performance, Aspen looks nonchalant, like cool and everything. In his head, he's just like, "Fuck."
He's like, I'd rather be with the fire.
Yeah, I'm like, man, what is going on here? If it wasn't for that that performance.
So, the group pretty much departed just after afternoon, so just after midday. The group departed, heading north. You can most people are happy to be receiving daylight and sunlight again instead of just perpetual twilight. But as it is, people.
Didn't you skip Torch?
No, he's fine.
Nope.
He's fine.
Really?
Didn't I get Torch?
Torch was the first one.
Yeah.
Was he?
I skipped.
you
I passed from. I
He
was.
said hold off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, I did call you first, but you held off. Aspen,
Shit.
you got a kitten now. Well,
Aspen,
you know-
I can do. I have an idea. What you can.
Well,
What happens to you?
Well, this is for Aspen. Aspen, if you want Yeek to mention an idea, go for it. Otherwise, this is all you.
I was just gonna have as twilight was approaching, Aspen would break out a bit of mead here and there, hand it to whoever wanted a drink, and start to sort of sing a shanty, just sing and play music for the night before everyone would eventually turn in and sleep for the next remainder of the night.
I was all over that shit.
Well, that's wholesome.
I believe me and Ayul still have sandwiches. Like, I believe we would have had sandwiches before we...
Those crumby. So I mean, the bread is still hard, but
We would have grabbed it on our way out of town.
yeah. If you want to have grabbed some crumbies on the way out, go for it.
Yeah, so me and Tweets are eating that, drinking, and anyone in the cart that wants to join in the singing, and they can, so...
Okay. Oh man, I love it. And you can notice that that Tulane is out there stroking her cat while she's singing with everyone.
Why do you do this to me, guys? Why?
I have a great idea for next time we are doing a montage.
Okay.
Keep it.
It sounds like you really want to say it right now.
Yeah.
Come on, get it out, get it out.
This
We'll
can't be
get it
just
out, yeah.
batting me the entire time.
I know. I got an idea. Let me speak.
Torch. When you're doing a little bathroom break, you're on the way to that farm when we are already like you need to take a bathroom break on our travel. And then suddenly on the side of the road, you're seeing a guy standing there having a sign that reads 3 potions. And
This is so sketchy. He
you're
wouldn't.
going-
He wouldn't do it. He would walk away. This is so sketchy. This isn't right. That's.
but you,
Does
you're
he
a
have a
bard.
white
You're
car?
a bard.
He has a
You're-
broken down white carriage.
You're looking at this. You're looking at this. And then you're thinking like how that can't be true, and you're asking for 3 potions. But this guy actually says looks at you a bit
Oh my
like
God.
thinking and
Oh
says,
my God.
my potions are too strong.
my
for
Oh,
you."
fuck you, Fleeks. God damn it. You waited this
my
entire
God.
time for that setup, didn't you?
Artonis just started. Oh my god.
Yes, I knew it was coming like 10 miles away.
Oh, it's been so long I forgot about it.
So he won't sell he won't sell he won't give the
Too
potions
strong
to
for you.
the 3 potions because it's strong for Touch. Wow. Come back.
Potions
come back
are
at level
I'm going
20.
into your. Need
It
your
was-
strongest potions, please.
God. Okay.
It was worth it. It
My
was worth it.
potions are only for the strongest, and you're clearly of the
Alrighty.
strongest. You're clearly of the weakest.
Fleeks is obsessed with that meme. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Alright. In the
Ooh, pretty.
late afternoon, the few travelers and carriages arrive in Cuthter. Some people stick around for a small while. Some people depart. And not many people get off here in Cuthter, aside from you, Tulane, and one other merchant who greets someone. It looks like someone was anticipating them, and they head off and away. So at this point in time, everyone just kind of meets in the center of town right here. And you can see Tulane and one other woman. You know this to be her sister from your 2 days on the road with her. They wave goodbye to everyone as they depart to the east, basically towards the large house on the hill. But she disappears, but they disappear before you see exactly where they go.
Aspen just lets out a large. He finally breathes out, and he's
It is less sepia here.
Yes, we're in modern day now. So you know that there can't be too many places of where the sleeping giant inn is. You passed what you believe to be a general store to the north, as well as a smithy. So just where you guys are, correction. You guys came in from the south, passing some of the farmlands, and to the north, you can hear the clanking of the smithy, and there appears to be a general store to the north, as well as this larger building here.
I bet that's the inn.
I'm gonna ask someone where the inn is.
All right. No need to even ask. Looking around, you see that blue building does have a sign of a crudely drawn giant whom is sleeping.
I freaking knew it. I knew that the moment you loaded the freaking map.
It's a good place to put an inn then.
Everyone's like, I must find and search for it. I'm like, I'm just gonna ask someone, hey, where's the inn? Oh, it's right over there. Thanks.
You're
It's right
already
over there.
standing in it. Oh, you're already in your bed.
I bet
Oh.
this building is the other inn.
No, it's not.
Dang! Is it the brown one?
There's a million brown ones. What are you talking about?
Which one is it then?
I bet
one
this
right
is
over
the
here.
other inn. This looks like an inn.
That isn't so small though.
It's obviously not as successful of an inn.
It's
This
an
is-
Airbnb.
this
It's
building
just
is up
an
the hill.
Airbnb.
This building is up the hill. Looks slightly more well kept than the other buildings around town. You know that Tulane mentioned something about when you said a house was missing. She's like, the mayor? And you have an idea. This is probably an opulent person's house.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So where's the first inn?
Where is what?
The first inn.
The first inn.
right in
The
the middle of town,
sleeping
right here.
giant is right here,
Okay.
and that is
Why
more
are
or
there
less
two
where you've
inns?
been, where you have stopped.
Okay, so
Can I take a look around for thieves' cant stuff? What I'm always doing in
Oh.
new cities.
Oh, okay. Actually, I want you to go ahead and do a roll for that.
But where is the? It was perception,
So-
right?
Perception, yeah.
Aspen. Ooh.
Jesus.
Oh no! No,
We-
I didn't see any symbols.
What's that?
We
Aspen?
we lost our child. Aspen was
You kinda
going.
lost your child.
Aspen was going to enter the tavern, or enter the inn, and sort of
Okay.
go up and ask. It's like, hey, we're such and such. We were expecting a room for us.
And once you say that you are member, that you work with the Terminus Temple, and you drop the name of the Aviite and the Nodite, the innkeep nods and shows you that 4 rooms were procured. So they only had 4 rooms remaining. If you wanted another room for your 5th member, they would have to go down the street. Otherwise, one of you are more than welcome to bunk up with the other. And you only have the room for 3 nights.
All right.
Oh, they agree. I thought this was like vacation.
So if you stay longer than 3 nights, you'll have to pay up yourself.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of stingy.
So it's only one room, you said?
So there, the inn itself has 6 rooms, but only 4 were able to be procured for you.
All right.
Okay, bird, not problem to share with Ayul.
Zerum, I want you to roll a perception based upon listening.
My throws are either natural 1s or natural 20s today. That's like, what the heck
Yeah, I know,
happened?
I love it.
That's my second one, so I believe.
Perception.
Ayul.
Okay. All right, so you're just hearing small rumblings of people walking. It's not a very busy town. No one really seems to pay you guys too much notice. You are getting
What kind
heads
of
turned.
buildings and stores and things do I see around this central square and stuff like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
The central square looks like it gets set up. So there's a little festival green to the west over here.
Yep.
You can see where people set up small market stalls every so often. The market is not currently set up. This place is mostly for markets. It is a farming town. So anything of any note that you would get would be from the smith up to the north, or to the general store, which would be also to the north part of town.
Oh, a general store.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will.
I was like to get an idea of where I am and stuff like that. Helps me get immersed.
Yeah. You've got, and this is a small town. I mean, you can walk.
I can already imagine it now. So.
Yeah.
I'd like to go with them and look at like the general store, maybe get my weapons sharpened.
So let's go ahead and do this. Just for sake of ease, we shall say that upon arrival, your establishment and your lodgings and your food for the evening and for the day for the next 3 days are more or less taken care of. And you all together, the 5 of you, are milling about town smartly, correct?
Sure.
Milling about. Going to the store, to the smith. You are checking out town.
Well,
Yeah.
what items would we
What
find?
items
'Cause
do they sell?
Okay.
I've got hours to spare today. I don't know if anyone else has to leave, but I'd love to turn this into a, we all get to know each other and stuff.
I have
Do you
plenty
mean
of time.
in game or?
It's a game, yeah. I have the night off, so I got to leave work early. I slept a lot more, and now I actually
All right.
I'm finally ready.
Well, with the recognition that we do have some Germans over here too, that we want to not kill them by making them stay up too late as well.
I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have.
I know
had a lot
Fleek
of
says all the
coffee.
time in the fucking world, so.
Yeah.
Artist life, yay.
All right. So let's do this then. I am going to do with that knowledge here. To the general store. When this group enters the store, kind of go.
Oh, okay. Your mic is all messed up.
Mike is all messed up.
You're a robot. You're a robot, Eclipse.
Sound just fine.
I'm not on the
Eclipse,
side,
it sounds
so-
fine.
No.
Hold on. Awaiting endpoint. Connecting. Something happened?
Glasses up. Hello, welcome to Cutter. You must be some newcomers in town. How can we help you?
Do you have something interesting for a bird?
Something interesting for birds. I've got bird seed, I suppose, if that's what you want.
No.
Howdy, how.
Some weapon, shiny.
Well, listen, sir, I've got exactly what you see on the shelves in front of you, and if you want a special order, I will be more than happy to go ahead and make that happen. I mean, I do special orders all the time, especially what with that crazy alchemist sitting nearby. So anything you want, I'll be sure to find it.
I just
Wait.
joined the voice chat. I had to disconnect.
We've entered the general store, and there's a man at the counter talking to us.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
A man at the counter.
Did you just say something about the crazy alchemist?
Oh yeah, Sir Timothy.
We're
He knows
actually-
harmless. Don't worry about him. I deal with him. Oh gosh, every 6 weeks or so, he seems to swing his way in town.
Yes, good. That's all well and dandy. Great, I believe you. Have you seen him recently? We're here looking for him.
No, I don't expect to see him for another 3 weeks, really.
Fuck.
He comes in off. If you really want to see him, you can try and go find his castle over there. It's about a 4-hour trip down that way, and he points in this direction. But I don't know if you really want to do that. Seems like some weird things been happening over there lately. I mean, I'm weirder than usual. You mind you.
What kind of weird things?
Oh well, I mean, little Billy Jacobson. I guess he got a dare to go over and try and sneak into Sir Timothy's castle yesterday, and poor kid said that when he got there, the castle itself was kind of like flickering, like a candle in the wind or something like that, and then it flickered off. And the only thing standing in the middle of the field was some blue dragon person or something. And he points over at Artonis, looking like you, I guess, but with the blue scales, not the cool red ones like you got.
Now, hold on.
Little Billy just
hold
high-hooked
on.
it out of there. We sent someone else up there earlier this morning. He said the castle was there bright as day. We don't know what Billy was doing. He's just playing around again, probably.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for
What?
interrupting, but you said you saw a blue dragonborn?
I didn't see a blue nothing. Little Billy Jacobson did.
Well,
Can you tell us where he lives?
Listen, sir, no offense or at all. You know, I respect the rights of all critters and such, but I don't think it's right to be telling strangers where to go finding little boys in new towns, okay?
Exactly.
Pretty, please. Pretty, please.
Don't be creepy.
Oh my god.
Aspen's gonna try.
I click on persuasion.
I see you, I see you.
predominantly.
Aspen?
Aspen's he's gonna get closer, leaning in on the tabletop. Now we're not really supposed to tell you this, but we're in this town for special business from the city of Samora.
Just so everyone knows, I have shown you a rumor in your journal. There is one rumor that you just found out.
Okay. Listen, this sort of information is extremely important, and
Does everyone have the same rumor, or?
So far.
yeah,
Okay.
it's very vital that we find this guy, ask some questions.
Well, then you go on over to his castle and ask him. I don't care.
The person that saw it. We'd like to ask him some questions over this.
Now listen again. I understand that you guys need that, and you're a very persuasive.
Okay.
You're a very
You-
persuasive little bird. I see you.
Yes.
Simmer down now. I see you. Now, as much as I respect, I'll help you guys out as much as I can, but I am not going to tell you where to find poor old little Billy. That just don't seem right by me.
You
my God.
businessman, right?
Precisely, I am a businessman,
much-
and if everyone in the
much-
little town of Cuthdirt finds out that I'm telling people where little boys live, I think I might be losing my business really fast.
Now, listen.
Why don't you send a message to parents? Tell them like
How much information
that-
costs?
Well, hold on now.
Oh
Hold
my
on
God.
there, young Dragonborn, sir. What was that you were saying?
How much information costs? Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
you're not a Dragonborn.
you are not a dragonborn.
I'm bird.
Would you maybe pass a message to the parents that you would like to talk to the kid because we have an important mission and every information?
Now that I suppose I probably can do. Whereabouts you guys staying? Over at the Sleeping Dragon, or you taking over the other inn in town?
The giant.
Sleeping Dragon, that's the one.
Oh no.
I never stayed there myself. I got my own home.
I think at this point, Io's gonna casually reach over and just like grab Arkenku's beak and just clamp it shut.
Yeah, sure. I can go ahead and once I close up shop, shouldn't be too much longer. Probably another hour or so until the first cock crows. Yeah, I'll go find Billy's parents, and I'll tell them that you want to talk. If they're okay with it, I'll tell them to go meet you all over at the Sleeping Giant.
Much obliged, dear man.
My pleasure. Although, are you guys planning on going up over to the castle?
Yeah,
Castle's Adrian.
that was our original plan, but with the details you mentioned to us, that might be even more important.
Well, I mean, I'm sure everything's fine. Listen, a lot of people in town will tell you that they're scared of him or he's doing some violent, vicious, evil things. He's a harmless old coot. I wouldn't worry about him. But if you do see Sir Timothy, can you let him know that those 3 books he wanted are in here? And I mean, I can hold on to him for the next 3 weeks, clearly, but he's got to be on time, or else I'm going to send these books right back to Samora.
Oh, can we bring
get them
him?
delivered to him?
I'm sorry. Delivered? No, he comes pick him up. Like I said, I'm not expecting him for 3 more weeks. But if you do see him, just remind him he's got to be on time to get these books.
Yes, we can do that.
He's currently wanting to at the moment?
Well, he's always picking up some weird books of sorts and.
Can I see what books? The titles of the books.
Yeah, and he reaches down under the table and he pulls out these 3 tomes, these 3 large tomes. Let me see. On the veracity of elemental distinctions, Cordian's Theurgy, and the Tome of 18 Realms. I don't even know half the stuff that these even titles are talking about, let alone what's inside of the books.
You like picture
I would like
book.
for everyone who can to make an Arcana check, please.
I can make an Arcana
everyone-
check.
Everyone who can, or everyone who is proficient.
I have 4 in Arcana.
Do an Arcana check.
Eclipse, just to remind you, every character sheet has Arcana, so
Yes.
every time you've asked that, everybody does it.
Also, I have the same
You're
proficiency in
absolutely right.
Arcana as Adonis has.
I don't have any
I'm
points
not-
That
in
is
Arcana.
ridiculous. That is just ridiculous.
I'm
I-
not gonna do it unless I'm proficient. So yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'm a
Um,
jack of all trades, so.
So for you three, for you three, it sounds like these books are describing
boring.
like interplanar theory.
I
Like,
wouldn't even need an Arcana check to realize that.
Well, no, these you've got a your character specifically recognizes that all of these books are involved with trying to create planar doorways, talking about opening elemental planes, walking into elemental planes, something involving that. Which is
So
Well-
normally something that magicians and sorcerers and warlocks do, not an alchemist.
Well,
I have a
I think
question.
we
I
already.
would like.
Hold up. Who said they had a question?
that was tweets. Hello.
Tweets. Are you a question?
Yeah, isn't Isle species originally from like the elemental plane of like
You
air or
are
something?
from the elemental plane of air.
Would he have any like thoughts on this? Do you think?
You would certainly have thoughts. I'm not. It's really up to you on what those thoughts are. If he's only magicians can travel through elemental planes, and it's crackpot for anyone without magical ability to do so.
All right.
All right, going next. Aspen, were you saying something?
I wasn't, but I do have something to do once we leave
I have
this
something to
general
say.
store.
I
Okay.
was.
Got you. Yeek.
Oh, which Yeek just heard stories about that because Yeek is not really interested in interdimensional travel, but he knows.
Gotcha, Zero.
Yeek, they know that some arcane tricksters use it to for thievery and stuff.
Mm-hmm. This is true. What are you trying to do with that knowledge? Do you want? I mean, is there anything you wish to take action on, or you just-
That doesn't sound good, and we should hurry up to go to the castle.
Okay, understood. Zerum.
Those are some very interesting books. If I could get a copy of each of them, I would very much like that.
Sure. You got 500 gold on you?
How much for one?
500 gold per copy. I have to get these. I have to get these transcribed from the library in Samora, transported over to me, and then picked up by Sir.
So
ZJ
if I went
himself.
if I returned to Samora, then it would be probably a lot less difficult.
Most likely, you could just read the book from the library there.
I'd like to. I still would like to get a copy. So
Can you
I
let a
think next
whole
time I
house
visit-
disappear?
Samora, I will see what I can do about this. But thank
Okay.
you for showing me these copies. I'm very
Sure.
much interested in.
Yeek asked Atonis. Atonis, can you let disappear houses with this stuff?
Probably.
You're a magic dragon.
Now I have I think actually so I believe that like with what's been the reports we have of the castle currently, I think these books would actually be very helpful right now.
These books with what occurred? What, that big old bright light a month ago? Yeah, that's probably
No, no,
what
that-
happened with Sir Timothy.
I'm
Fine.
there's been some flickering and stuff like that, and I think that these books might be very helpful to his research.
I think Billy's just playing with y'all, but if you really want to talk to him, I'll ask his parents. I ain't gonna promise nothing.
I'm not asking about that. I'd like to see if we could have those books and we can deliver it to him. Because I think that right now there might be some difficulties that though with his research, those books might be very helpful to help.
Now that is
Finish.
really cool. Okay. Now you and only you are gonna make a persuasion check on that. You're not getting any help because we've got people batting at each other and you've got this idea. I like the idea. I want this check coming from you.
Yep.
Hot diggity damn.
Nice.
All right. You know what? Here's what I can do for you. If you give me 100 gold pieces per book, I'll just tell him to pay me the other 200 later. So I just need to make sure you're not just going to grab it and run away with the books or something like that. These are expensive and he does trust me. But you do bring up a good point that the sooner he gets these, probably the better. So if I can just get part of the payment up front, you drop me $100 or 100 gold coins per book, then sure, I'll go ahead and let you have them.
Now we got paid 200 last time, yes? Each.
Yes, each.
So I can do 200. Would that be
then I
fair
can give
enough?
you 2 books. Which 2 you want?
Zion turns to the others. Would either any of you be willing to help me put a down payment for these books?
Sure, why not? I don't think we can expect any Kenku.
I was
Kenku has no gold.
I was just about to I was just about to say, why not just ask the kid to have us look at the books if they're his? I mean, he's picking up the books, right? And
It's not the kid's book, it's the researchers.
Oh, okay.
But
never
he
mind.
comes in 3
He's
weeks.
supposed to come and pick up the books in 3 weeks.
Okay, never
We
mind.
don't have that time.
Not really.
I actually didn't expect you to get them, so I didn't make a handout for it. So hold on 1 second.
I bet Artonis can now learn to.
So just above board, in all honesty, mechanically, if Artonis has these books in his library, he can actually create new spells for 10% less than it would normally cost because he knows so much more knowledge.
Nice.
If he has these books.
Well, isn't that awesome?
So, I just wrote down, so I just showed a handout to everyone. I called it Books for Sir Timothy Zadrian. You have paid the shopkeep 300 gold pieces.
So I'm gonna see. Yeah, okay. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to see how we split up the gold payment. That's all I wanted to ask.
Okay, so I'm actually about to pass some information to you, and then I am going to go grab something real quick from the kitchen, and then you guys can discuss payment. So while you are making this particular transaction, you catch some. He also hands you guys 2 satchels. And this is for you to write down if you want to remember what these are.
Yeah.
Inside of the satchels, and this is something that is definitely known by Artonis and Ayul. Or correction, Artonis. Oh, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back too. 5 seconds. So don't do anything important while.
Suddenly they all run away. What happened? Dun 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 dun.
That's fun.
So we all agreed we're all gonna secretly kill Yeek, right? Everyone's gonna
Of
kill
course.
I'm
Yeek.
back.
That's just logical.
Yeah, I mean,
I plan us to have cool role-playing moments like that, where I can.
I
do
don't
something
agree with
a little
this.
bit unexpected.
Yeah, I'm really glad we all came
Oh,
together
shit.
and we decided to kill Yeek.
I didn't. I don't agree with this.
But Tweets, you were the one that wanted to do this. We already did it. We rolled for
Nope,
damage.
No, we didn't. I'll stab you in the neck.
This was the test. Fleeks now knows that you care. Yay.
You will never would hurt. They have a very tight relationship.
No neck stabbing.
No yeet
But not.
stab.
Yeek stabbing.
Yeek is very fixated on Tweets for a good reason, and maybe at some point this will come out in the game. But
Well, that'd be
Oh,
good
only
for...
Eclipse knows.
Yeah, I mean,
Only
this
Eclipse
is...
knows.
These situations are kind of that cool bread and butter of we're wandering around and we actually get to interact. Like the Aspen Zera moment was really cool.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe you're figuring out today, even in the.
I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
So,
I love these kinds of moments.
Yeah.
do we have everyone back?
Yes. You have me back.
Who? Who's everyone?
That would be all the player characters.
Artonis, are you here?
Yes.
So there's not someone specifically named everyone? I thought we were waiting for them.
No, that would be awesome. I'm not dropping another core on you. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So, while you are making this particular transaction, he also hands you 2 satchels and says, "Can you please also bring this to him since you're going to be going anyways? These are the ingredients that he has asked for this time."
No, we're delivering, guys.
They're the ones that wanted to FedEx it up.
Kenku, we want all this stuff.
So, he's got everything he asked for except for the Quicksilver.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, Quicksilver is not healthy anyways.
So you guys
Hurt
know
the bird.
he has everything he asked for except the Quicksilver.
Okay.
And I will tell you.
Quicksilver
what
is
you
Mercury, right?
I will tell you what you see in the satchels in a second. Is there anything else you wish to do with the shopkeep or right now?
I had something to do after.
All right, what are you doing after?
Once everyone sort of starts to head out to the sleeping giant, I was gonna tell Artonis, "Yeah, I'm gonna catch up with you guys in an hour or so. I am gonna look around the town for a bit, if you don't mind."
Don't get in trouble.
You know me. And
Exactly.
and then I'm gonna go and look around for God damn it, what was her name?
Tulane?
Kitty girl.
Tulane. The spelling
Tulane.
spelling messed me up for a bit. I'm gonna look around for like Tulane.
All right.
But nonchalantly, you know. I don't want people to know that I'm looking for. I'm just looking around.
Yeah, you're not
you know?
creepy at all.
That's fine.
All
I see my plan is progressing as intended.
right.
You didn't do nothing. You
No.
did nothing. No, you didn't do it. And this is all.
So how did we split up the payment?
What's
How
payment?
did you split the payment?
Oh, right, payment.
For the
Well, I
rest?
offered to pay 100.
So if
I
no one
offered
else
to-
puts, if no one else was doing more than 100, then I'll cover the rest.
That's mighty nice of you.
Little Billy.
Oh, it's not out of
Jacobs.
niceties that I'm doing it.
Well, what happened? I wasn't paying attention.
He lamented the fact that nobody's giving us money.
Yeek is contributing 1 piece of gold.
Aw.
I won't take any. I just don't care.
Artonis takes the gold and throws it at the Kenku.
Aw.
Right?
Wow.
Okay.
Dang, that was mean.
That wasn't
Us.
mean.
Yeah,
Mean
we-
was offering 1 gold.
Yeek doesn't understand.
Was that? I picture that's what he sounded like when he got hit with the coin. He's so sad.
And then Yeek says, "Thank you for coin." It wasn't it was yours, and now and you gave Kenku 1 gold piece now.
Yeek is the baby Groot of our group.
Indeed.
We have to take care of him.
Except he has more gold than
And
Groot.
for Artonis,
Yes.
and Aspen, you two have a brand new handout indicating the contents of the sacks that was given to you by the shopkeep.
I was given a thing?
You guys were handed 2 sacks of ingredients, and the shopkeep said that since you were going to be seeing him anyways, bring these to him.
The ingredients are baby batter.
Wow.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
BYOBB, bring your own baby batter.
Oh, come on.
I don't,
We
know
are
what, I don't know what baby batter is. Please, someone clarify.
Okay.
Yeah, please explain it to Eats now that you
No,
brought it
no,
up.
no, no.
All right. In this case, Aspen, you are not going to see her outside while you are wandering.
I don't know, like, the residences or asking someone like, hey, have you seen Taleva?
If you do that, like talking around, hey, for such and such, you are pointed down essentially to this house over here.
Okay.
Delay.
I'll let...
Where's Delay? Sorry.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a boombox and he's gonna play it outside of her window.
No, why would I need a boombox? I'm the bard. I just have... I'm so lost without you. I know you were right. No. I'll let you do something first because I don't know how long my little venture will veer off. So.
I got you. And Yeek, is this actually happening?
Yeah, this will happen as soon as we leave, and everyone who's in the streets, no matter if female or male, Yeek asks them if they are little Billy Jacobs.
Okay.
It makes me think of Billy Batson.
Yeah, you're getting some very odd comments and looks as people are telling you no or shuffling off away kind of carefully, and you notice that people tend to be checking their pockets and their purses as they walk away from you as well.
That is so rude.
It's because he doesn't have the flamboyant poncho. He looks menacing. If he wears the colorful poncho, people are gonna go, "Oh, yeah, it's nobody."
If
Look at the pretty gesture bird.
Yeah.
If Kenku only had Elfenkind jacket.
All right, so I am about to scene change very quick.
Think.
And we are going to go to later this evening inside of the Sleeping Giant Inn. Now, Aspen, it sounds like you had something specific you wanted to do. Would you be with the party this evening?
At what, like, time of day? What would it be?
So, dinner time after sun has set. Stores have closed. People are going to be eating and enjoying whatever they can before turning in for the evening.
Yeah, you know what? Yes. He comes back and he'll hang out with the group.
I think we can just do Aspen's scene now because, like, I don't mind like him taking center stage for a little bit.
No, I can do it afterwards. It can be like a later in the night thing. So.
It might be a little confusing afterwards, depending. So if there's
just do
something
it now. Just keep the flow.
Okay. All right. So he knows where she lives, and then she's gonna find.
You could literally throw a rock to her house from your hotel.
It's not from the hotel. That's
from the inn.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn. I don't know how big each building is, but that's an impressive throw. He's gonna find like a hiding spot, and he's actually gonna do disguise self.
Okay.
So, and it will be
John
will-
Smith.
Yeah, it'll be
This can only
John.
go bad.
Shush it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one cantrip spell slot or one first level spell slot out.
Okay.
And he's gonna he's gonna go up to the door and
Okay.
he's gonna knock.
The universal knock that everyone knows.
Yeah.
That everyone knows. The door opens, and you do not see Tulane, but you do recognize her sister.
Well, hello there. I'm looking for someone named Tulane. You wouldn't happen to know who they are?
That would be my sister, Mr.
Of course. How could I be so rude? The name is Smith. John Smith. I believe.
Glasses and doing the glasses thing too.
You know what? Fuck it. Why not? I believe I met your sister when I was in Samora, and I wanted to pay my regards to her help.
You notice her eyes change, and she says, "So you're the mysterious Mr. Smith she's been going on about." Now, what in the world would you be doing in Cuthter?
Well, you see, I've been traveling around the roads here and there, and I was in town and found one of my. There's this wonderful musician that had been stopping by in town. He only just arrived this morning.
Yes,
And-
the Tabaxi, if I recall, but my sister said that all of your companions said that they weren't traveling with you.
No, I had come in a little earlier than they did, stopping by, but I saw him, and I really love his music. He doesn't quite know who I am, but I wanted to introduce myself, and he mentioned, of course, your sister. So I thought I might stop by and...
How mysterious. Well, I'm afraid that you have called at a rather inopportune time. She's with Mother up at the mayor's house for dinner this evening, but you're more than welcome to share dinner with me, sir, if you'd like.
This is so
And
bad.
she opens the door a little bit with a slight gesture, a hopeful gesture.
No, well, I do thank you for the invitation. I am quite busy at the moment, but definitely alerted that I have stopped by in town. Perhaps I shall see her again, perhaps you as well.
I shall certainly hope so. I will notify her that you called, and I'm sure she'll be eagerly anticipating your next visit. Where are you staying, sir? Are you staying next door to us? And she gestures towards this building over here.
Shit, I didn't think this through. Oh,
I will give you a few seconds of pause and thought, but you must answer this question.
Shit. Well, I had been recently spending the night at the Sleeping Giant, but I do believe my tenure is nearly up. I simply did want to say that I was in town. Perhaps we shall meet again in Samora.
Ah, perhaps indeed. My name is Lilith, by the way, sir.
And just
And
because
she sticks
this
out
can't.
her hand for you. She sticks out her hand expectantly for you.
Okay, and he does like the noble. See, he knows like a few things about like the etiquette and stuff. He will do the very cliche, kiss the hand, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Ah, the pleasure is all mine, I assure you, sir.
Well, I shall be on my way. Hope to see you both again.
And with that, she closes the door, and you see her steely glance as she does so.
I feel like I started this a horrible rivalry now. Good God.
Yeah, way to go!
I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, sister, they
Do
could
you
be
really
completely.
think she's gonna tell her sister you called?
I don't know. Maybe. But and he begins to walk all shit, what is the movie again? God damn it. He like
Better off dead.
John Travolta like walks down the
Grease,
This-
are you going to hop into a cart and it flies away?
Yeah, exactly. He walks down, and then the moment he knows that there's a breaking of line of sight, he like runs into the bushes and comes back out as Aspen. And then he makes his way to the to where everyone else is at.
Okay.
So
All right, she is now aware that Mr. Smith is in town, and everyone is eating in the common room of the sleeping giant, and
she'll
it's a
play music.
relatively easy, common sort of evening. And you see a gentleman, looks to be a sort of a tradesman. He has very large, calloused hands. He's wearing the obvious dirty smock of his trade. There's quite a wooden smell about him, as if he works with trees of some sort. You see this individual talk to the barkeep. The barkeep gestures over towards your group at the table. He kind of looks at the Kenku and sizes up himself with this sucking in of air and bravely approaches the table. So you're the group that's been asking about my son?
Oh, yeah.
Asking every little kid in town about my son.
is he asking the Kinku this exclusively, or is he asking?
He's looking around at the entire group, and then with that last statement, his eyes catch the yellow eyes of the Kinku.
Arturus just turns around and stares at the Kenku with fiery eyes.
Having question for you, son.
If you're gonna have a question for my son, you're gonna have to ask it to me.
Okay, where did he see a blue lizard?
Where did he see? Oh, I see. You know, my memory's a lot better when I've had something to drink. And
I like
he
to
looks at
drink.
the
Join
table
us, friend.
Now you I like, and he kind of squeezes himself in to sit next to Ayul, patting him on the shoulder. Now you I respect.
How about this? I'll buy a round of mead for everyone at this table.
Kenku not drinking meat, maybe giving tea?
He looks at Ayul and starts laughing. Tea! Did that little bird just ask for tea?
He's a strange one, but listen, I've been traveling with him for a while. I respect his choices. He can have tea if he wants. That just means there's more meat for the two of us, right?
Now you're talking.
Ale just made a best friend.
You can have my meat.
Everyone's making friends today. And the mead comes, the mead is flowing, and there's joviality in the air, and the questioning eventually comes back around to, what are you guys so interested in Billy for anyway? He's just playing games, like he always does. Some of these stupid other kids challenged him to try and go into that old stupid alchemist castle. Wow, it ain't even really a castle now, is it? You know what I mean? And he nudges Ayul with his elbow. But anyway, he got challenged to go over to that castle, and he's just making up stories like he does.
Well, pardon me, sir, but one of the reasons we're so interested is, well, when we heard the story, we've come into town with other information from the temple over in Samora, and, well, we hadn't said that to anyone in town, and some of the details that your son's story matches with what we're investigating. And so we were very interested in perhaps hearing his story a little more clearly from himself instead of someone else. Even though, yeah, it could be a kid.
I hear you. You can back down off the catnip there. I can hear you, sir. Listen, there's nothing to tell. There's no details to tell. Yesterday, Billy went over around noon to go over to the old the Zadrian Castle. All right. He says that he saw the castle flickering, and then it disappeared, and there was a dragonborn like your friend here, only blue and fatter, wearing
Right.
some sort of robes, and he walked into the forest. Billy ran away like he should have, okay?
Sir,
Now,
sir.
if he saw a dragonborn, if he saw a random guy in the forest, he's gonna run over and tell me, the castle's there. We sent someone over in this morning. He said the castle was perfectly fine. In fact, and he's looking around. I don't know. There might be something else I know, but this mead's not really hitting it, if you know what I mean.
All right, sir. Pause. First of all, there will always be more mead. Second of all, there's one particular little aspect of what you just said that catches everyone's attention at this table. That other dragonborn. The other
What? You
dragonborn.
seen dragonborn? You got one right here.
Yes,
Seen
yes,
one
yes, yes.
dragonborn?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Oh.
right. But listen. Specifically, his description. You say blue scales, correct? My group here, we have run into someone of that exact description. And now I don't want your boy to come into any danger, or anyone in this town, as a matter of fact. You seem like pleasant folk. I've right here, you and I, drinking friends, right? Immediately, one night, we hardly know each other. You seem like good people. This dragonborn.
I agree. So that's why, so you understand why I'm not letting you talk to my son, right? You guys are obviously in some weird mumbo jumbo with Zadrian up there. He's probably going to kill us all at some point in time with all those crazy things he does at his castle. So I don't want Billy anywhere near that place.
And I don't blame you. You're the father trying to protect your kid. Look, I have your kid's best interest in mind too. Everyone's best interest in mind. This dragonborn you say that he might have seen, he sounds quite similar to a particular dragonborn my group has seen as well. And
okay, you go over to the castle and see if you can find your friend.
not a friend.
This man could be a very big
Elf
dang.
money.
This man, I bap Yeek.
Everyone's bapping you.
Yeah, it's a bad day for Yeek. This man might be a threat, quite large, possibly. That's why it was so important. Maybe it could be someone else, if so, it's no big trouble, and then there's just a strange occurrence. But if it is the same one, we are investigating and looking for him.
Mr. Kitty Meow Meow, I understand.
Really don't
there's no
appreciate these
other-
terms, but all right.
There's nothing else that Billy can tell you.
I think that man is beyond telling us interesting things.
Well, I didn't say that, but there might be something else I know about our good friend, the alchemist out there. But again, my memory's
do
not
you
what it
know?
used to be.
How much more alcohol do I have to buy you to jog your memory?
All right, listen. They got something on here. You can't let my wife know that you're buying it, okay? They call it the Gorgon's Brew. You get me one of those guys. You pony up the 6 silver pieces to get me a Gorgon's Brew. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
6 silver pieces? I'll just give you 1 gold coin. Go buy it yourself.
Oh my God! and he's looking. Okay, Gorgon Brew over here, and the entire tavern just kind of starts whooping and hollering. Woo! Woo! He can do it.
I think he should tell us that before he drinks it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Oh, you're ruining my fun, Artie.
No, I'm not. I'm just intelligent.
So
I
it's
mean,
going to take
I was
about
going to do the same thing.
Yep, I know you guys were, and that's good that you are. So the barkeep puts his hand up, points over at the farmer that you're talking to, spins his hand around, and everyone starts cheering. You better start talking to him right now.
Listen, friends. Okay, so I was going to flash the gold coin. This is for you, but not until we get the information. You'll get your brew after we know what we want to know.
All right. Okay, listen. There was this guy that came through town a few days ago. Oh God, some little gnome. I think his name was Garib. And I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show this to you. Some little gnome. I think his name was Garib. Came through town a few days ago, saying that he planned to break in to the wizard's house. Like, how stupid can you be breaking in to Castle Zadrian? Anyway, that guy is paranoid. He's got like traps everywhere. He doesn't let anyone in his house. But anyways, listen, this thief, this little gnome, Garib, he hasn't been seen since. I mean, he's probably dead somewhere in there. Or maybe he killed the alchemist. I don't think it would be that big of a loss, but who knows?
All right, well, we might have to look for that guy then.
I think it has something to do with what is happening.
Well,
you
yeah.
have 2 of 7 pieces of rumor about this guy.
I thought we had 3.
3?
No, only 2.
Oh no, we had books. Okay, yeah, right. We do have 2 of 7. Never mind.
Yeah.
The
So you've
books
got
was
these
something
are the
that I
rumors you've
cleverly kind of.
heard. Just so you know, these are rumors. This is not a guaranteed truth.
Oh.
This is just what you've been told.
All right.
And at this point in time, the brew is slammed down in front of him. And the good old farmer starts to cheer, and everyone around, whatever you try to say, is drowned out as he enthusiastically drinks the Gorgon's brew and instantly petrifies and falls over.
Okay.
Everyone basically seems to be applauding him. A few people pick his body up and take him to a corner of the room, place him somewhere safe and warm, and it's pretty much over.
Aspen was about to play a song, and then it's like, oh, okay, that was anticlimactic.
I don't think he accomplished it.
No, maybe you
I
have
think
better luck.
that's the point of it.
Did you say maybe I could have better luck? Are you challenging me?
Oh, come on, give it a shot, Ayul.
Should I roll for this?
Oh God, are you gonna do it?
Sure.
You're gonna take the Gorgon's brew.
I was challenged, wasn't I?
I mean, I just sort of in passing was like, maybe you'd have better luck, and then you're like, what do you mean? Is this a challenge?
We've been drinking, so obviously Ayul's gonna be like,
Yeah.
all fucking like drunk and like, is that a challenge? You want me to do it?
It's perfect.
And as soon as you said, you want me to do it, another bystander says, hey, the bird's gonna do it too! And again, the entire tavern starts to cheer and raise their hands up. Yay, yay! And the bartender spins his hand, points at Ayul, and a minute later, a waitress appears and slams a rock tankard in front of you.
Now wait a minute. Everyone gather around. Everyone gather around. If my friend here, and I already have my instruments playing, like ready to go, and I'm like, if my friend here is able to down this whole thing, and I look over to Ayul and
they all laugh.
Yeah. Everyone here gets a drink. Everyone here gets around. If he can hold it, if he can handle it, drink the whole thing.
You hear various people just muttering, well, I'm not drinking tonight then.
All right, Ayul, you got this, and he begins to start playing on the instrument.
I can only try.
Are you doing bardic inspiration on him?
You know what? Yes, I'm gonna do bardic inspiration.
I thought that's what you were doing. I'm like, there's only one reason.
I'm gonna do bardic inspiration, and I'm also. What else can I do for him? Just because.
That's it. That's all you're gonna be able to do right now.
I mean, I'm gonna play an inspiration card for myself to increase my my roll. I'm gonna gain advantage.
Okay, advantage.
Oh, whoops! I gotta actually. There we go.
You have to actually choose it. All right, gaining advantage. Okay, just so you know, okay, that's probably smart because you are about to do a Constitution save.
All right.
So you know. But it's probably better to get the advantage. It's up to you.
I'm taking the advantage.
Okay, I'm taking the card.
A D6.
All right,
Add it to your roll.
everyone is just shouting bird, 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 and pounding on the table. Poor Yeek and Artonis and Zerum are just staring at this horror about to occur in front of them.
All right. So Ayul picks up the glass, raises it in the air,
The rock,
and then
it's
just
a rock tankard.
he picks up the rock tankard, raises it into the air, tilts his head back, opens his beak, and just pours it into his beak. And let's see what happens.
Constitution say,
Oh, nice.
Oh my God, 20 was the DC. I thought you were never gonna get that. 20 is the DC.
Add the D6. Add the D6. Add the D6.
You get to add a D6 as well for the.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's add the D6.
Let's see how tough are you.
All right. So am I rolling just 1d6 then?
Yep,
Roll
1d6. Add it to your roll. So that's 22.
22.
So, Tweets, you feel your body start to tense. Everyone's staring at you. They're all silent. You could hear a pin drop. Your body starts to tense. Your tail just starts to raise up in the air. And then suddenly, your entire body relaxes in this wave of relief. And it's almost like an orgasm, but it's not. But it is equitable for that feeling.
Oh.
Your body was tensed and then released. And when you start to waver a little bit and not fall over in a petrified state, no one is saying anything. There's not a sound.
Is that it? I feel incredible.
I'm gonna bust out and start singing. So.
Okay, and everyone is cheering, drinks, 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 bird, 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 and it is a madhouse.
Let's have another round tonight. Let's.
What's that, Artonis?
I said, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Raise a glass to freedom. Something they can never take away. No
Artonis,
matter-
you have stood up in the middle of this. You have stood up and kind of made your way away from this larger group of people. It's kind of getting crowded in here, you know?
Uh-huh.
So you've just sidestepped away a little bit closer to the door. And you suddenly hear a voice next to you. Oh, hello, Mr. Dragon.
Okay. Hello.
Yes. Oh, yes, you must remember me, Tulane.
Oh, hello.
Yes, it is so good to see. It's very loud in here.
Yes,
I
it
was
is.
told that your traveling companion, Mr. Smith, finally arrived, and I was hoping that he was still here at the Sleeping Dragon.
He's
You cut out.
maybe like me.
You're cutting out.
I'm cutting out?
Yeah, I cut
Really?
out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try.
I did have a song eclipse, but I'm bad at singing.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Am I better now?
Yes.
All right. He is not here right now, but you might want to go over to speak to that tabaxi friend of his over there. Maybe he knows where he is.
Oh, are they really good friends? He apparently he really likes John Smith really likes his music. From hearing it sounds very good.
He is his biggest fan.
You don't know that. You're just bull.
Well, thank
You can't say that. That's against.
Actually, it's a lot louder than I remember. It's been over a year since I've been in town, so if you see Mr. Smith, can you just tell him that I'm back home?
Oh, I will.
Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
Oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
Aspen, I want you to roll a perception check on this.
All right. I kind of don't want to succeed at this. All
I
right.
know. If you succeed, you saw it. You succeeded.
What? No.
So,
What? No.
DC was 10. DC was 10. So it wasn't that difficult to look across a room and notice while you're playing. You notice crowds all the time. It's what you do.
Darn.
So you did notice it looked like Tulane was talking. You don't know what they're talking about, but she is talking to Artonis and he's pointing up at you. And with this, you're not really sure exactly how Dragonborn smile, but you're pretty certain he's smiling.
I'm gonna play.
And she departs.
Okay, I'm gonna play even louder. So you just as everyone's getting around, Aspen's, he's shouting, "Let's have another round tonight! Let's have another round tonight!" And then
He's just like, louder for the people in the back.
yeah, for the people in the back and all the way in Samora. And he begins to sort of sing and play this more like a shanty of, a drinking shanty of, raise. I'm really bad at.
Raise your glass.
Yeah. I know you guys don't like me singing, actually, so I'll just I posted it in the chat.
No.
Ah, it's okay. You can sing a bit.
Sing.
I mean, I don't.
Let's do Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Oh, so Eclipse or Fleeks, you do know what I was referencing. Okay. Fleeks knows. Fleeks knows.
I actually googled it.
Oh, you god damn you! Oh, the magic is gone. Dang it.
I'm so sorry
Oh,
to disappoint you.
So.
But I need to be honest.
So he begins, raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away, no matter what they tell you. Raise a glass to the 5 of us, and he points to everyone, including Aul, who's like the triumphant. He took the Gorgons.
Ayul is the man tonight, dude.
Yeah,
This is the
everyone's-
proudest Aiol has ever been.
Everyone's just like, yeah, Aul. Tomorrow there'll be more of us telling the story of tonight. And he sort of reverberates it back and forth, adding only a few extra lyrics here and there, but that's the story of tonight that begins to ring throughout the Sleeping Giant. So,
Nice.
all right, I'm done. You can keep going. Okay, don't mind me. Bye.
All right. Okay. So with that happening,
Just have a curious question. I'm trying
Yeah.
to remember something that happened on the road. Did Tulane actually invite us to meet up and eat dinner with her at some point?
she did. She did invite everyone over because you were friends. She wasn't particularly infatuated with you as a human, but she does seem to be more relaxed around humans, so she would have talked with you more often.
So if any of us so chose, we could actually go over there and.
Yeah, probably. Although tonight is getting long, and tonight is getting raucous and rowdy, and even though Ayul did not petrify and die, he is not going to enjoy life.
Oh boy.
The hangover is key. You take hit points. It's that
Now,
bad.
that said, tweets for playing Ayul and doing something dangerously stupid, even though you really shouldn't have.
And
I'm
winning.
I'm going to go ahead and give you an inspiration on that.
Sweet.
And inspiration is also going over to the tabaxi.
Zerum, your
for-
microphone.
What's that?
Never mind, Zerum fixed it.
Oh, and also we are handing an inspiration to Aspen for sneaking out behind his friend's back to literally get some tail.
I didn't get tail. I just
You were
stalked.
trying. You
No,
were trying.
I stalked. It was.
There was a difference. All right, grab your inspiration. All right. Okay. So the evening goes on. Everyone relaxes, and it is now morning. There is cleanup to be done. There is more than anything. Ayul is having kind of a bad morning. It hurts.
Wait.
So you're beginning to realize Gorgon brew. The Gorgon isn't the petrification. It's the fact that after you drink it, it feels like people have stoned you to death.
Actually, Eclipse.
I know what a Gorgon is in D&D.
No, that's not it. Before everybody, goes to sleep, I'm going to do Song of Rest.
Okay.
And during a short... Zerum, your mic. Your mic, Zerum.
Are you in bed? Are you in bed?
Zerum, your microphone's all like staticky. I just wanted to...
Sounds like you're grinding against something.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it gets fixed.
That was weird because my mic was off. I had it muted.
Oh,
That was weird because we could still hear you too.
yeah.
Song of Rest.
No,
Yes,
I turned it back on, and that's when you could hear me. But then, like when I was just looking at it and I was not saying anything, it was staticky and stuff like that when I wasn't even doing anything. So
That's alright. Song of Rest. During a short rest, friendly creatures who can hear your performance regain additional hit points when they spend hit dice based on your level. So
I will go ahead and say that this will assist Ayul with his headache.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he was going to be at -1 on all Constitution saves for the next 12 hours.
So everybody roll a d6 and add it to your hit points. It's a temporary hit point boost.
Yep, temporary hit points.
So.
Oh, cool. A D6. So let me see.
Because it's at second level, it's just 1d6. At 9th, it's a d8. What do you roll?
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 5.
Oh my god.
Ayul's having a great morning. He wakes up and he's like,
know,
I feel
Ayul's having a
fantastic.
Great morning. Never mind. Jesus. Look at this guy sing.
Yeah, it was that story of tonight. It helped everyone.
All right. I want everyone to roll a 1d6 for me.
Again.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to call you out individually.
No,
okay.
I was adding to my own hit points, so.
That's okay. So I'm going to call out individually. This is to see if you caught any other rumors during the evening. 1d6, please. Let's start with Artonis.
I already rolled.
Again. For
Nah.
This is a
Yep,
different.
so
This isn't for extra hit points. This
Oh.
is
No, this is
for.
not extra hit points. This is to see if you overheard. Maggie's back. Everyone say hi, Maggie.
Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
She wants to die. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Aww.
That's what I
That
tell her.
is not nice.
But as a phoenix, she will be reborn.
Well, that's
You'll be
true.
reborn if you were a phoenix. Oh, as a phoenix? What? You okay, babe?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Supposed to know if you got any.
Didn't hear back home.
Nope.
Maybe.
It was fine.
Okay, let me swing up with that. Gotcha, hon. There's something in the fridge for you. All right, sorry about that.
Just quickly to clarify, the d6 that I had you guys roll, you add that to your hit points, and as far as I know, it does not.
Temporary hit points.
Yeah, it doesn't go away until someone actually hits you. And
Or
once...
until a short rest.
Oh yeah. So, but it'll be you get that in the morning. I'm gonna grab a drink, but let me roll
All
my
right,
d6.
so for Artonis, for
So when
number
do we add
5,
it?
Artonis, I am going to show you the rumor that
Whoops, sorry.
you hear. What's that?
Yeah, I accidentally misclicked on the symbols. I thought it was different. So ignore my rolls, please.
Okay. So, Yeek, you rolled a 3.
No, that was an accident because
But I needed you to roll 1d6.
Oh, you told me to roll. Okay,
Yeah,
then
so
that counts.
I'll
Then it
take
counts.
this as your 1d6. I'll take this as your 1d6.
Wait, Eclipse, what did you show
you
me?
do not hear any extra rumors. So, now, Ayul, I need you to roll a 1d6.
Did I not already?
This is a different d6.
Yeah, this is for a different one. So
I know,
just
but
roll
I
1d6 for me
when you
again.
said you needed everyone to roll another d6, I did, and I got a 4.
Oh, you got a 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
scroll up in the chat a little bit.
Okay, you are going to, in that case, Ayul. There we go. You hear this rumor. And Zerum, I need you to roll a 1d6.
What rumor do I hear?
In
You'll
your
see it
archive.
in your journal.
Oh, in our journal. Okay.
Yep. Zerum, you hear this particular rumor. And there we are. And when Torch gets back, I'll have him roll again.
I'm back.
Torch, I need you to roll 1d6. You rolled a 6. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys did good.
We got almost all rumors, I guess.
Almost.
1, 3, 7, 1. 1 I already. Yeah.
Okay.
I heard the rumor 3 twice. That's also
Well, that's what happens. That's why it wasn't a guarantee you were going to get another rumor. All right. So everyone throughout the evening or in the morning during your restful, beautiful sleep had heard different things dropping the name of Timoth Zadrian, Sir Timoth Zadrian. You had been hearing certain bits of information like this. And it is up to you on if you wish to discuss this with your fellow compatriots. And as a matter of fact, while you all are deciding if you want to talk or not, I'm going to double check something on Maggie. So I'm going to mute myself and I will be right back. So good?
Any rumors to share, my friend?
Yeah. Io would definitely share rumors, so.
Hey. Yeek, did you hear? Yeek, did you hear?
Fleeks, I did send, if you wanted to know what song I was talking about, I did send it in our Beast of Burden chat.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single song I've done is just like a slight variation, parody, or just, oh, nobody I know knows this song. I'll sing it, and then they'll think that I did it by myself, and they'll all be proud of me. So, good stuff.
Oh, I always thought you were referencing songs from others.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. So you never said you don't.
No.
So you never said you.
I mean, the Katy Perry firework being turned into Magic Missile was pretty obvious and on the nose. So.
Magic Missile is good.
A Magic Missile.
I like big missile. I like magic missiles, and I cannot lie.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about for the next D&D. If I ever play another D&D session, that I want to play a bard, but this bard has a certain new exotic style, you know, and it's actually
is it heavy metal?
Heavy metal, yeah, like rolling and stuff.
I knew it.
Did anyone withhold their rumor?
No.
Well, we didn't really talk about rumors. I shared mine too.
Okay,
yeah,
so
everyone shared.
Then I am going to say I am going to
I
make
haven't
sure
gotten
that
to share in my rumor, but
Serum didn't say. Yeah, Serum didn't.
So Zerum is not sharing his rumor. Okay.
no, I'm going to. I just hadn't shared it yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everyone, go ahead and discuss those rumors then. Let me know, and I'm going to sit and listen.
I didn't get a rumor if I was supposed to get one. Was
Checking the whatever.
Yeah,
the
I only have 2
shadows.
rumors in my inventory.
The only rumor that I got that I don't think anyone has heard, he apparently experimented a lot with the weather, and that he seemed to have hoped that maybe he could improve the crops for everyone around there.
Oh, such a good guy.
Wow.
The one I got was that Timoth was once a member of a powerful wizards guild, but he was kicked out for his cockback theories.
The one I got. The one I got was that he is apparently very forgetful and would sometimes completely forget his cart after bringing it to town to fill it up with supplies.
I think.
Ah, crap.
What's up?
All right. Everything okay?
And I just lost a screw.
You lost a screw?
Yes, I lost a screw.
Oh no.
That's not good.
Screw what?
What, on the computer or?
Or
From-
mentally?
From my phone.
Oh God.
Oh no.
No, well, not my phone. A phone.
Oh, okay. Well, that definitely sucks. Sorry. All right. With all of this said, I will make sure that everyone can see all of those particular rumors.
Zerum, your mic again.
Zerum, your
Yeah.
mic again. All right. So we have rumors across the board.
I had something for that.
Okay. So with this said, you guys can
Did it fix
pretty
itself?
much. What's that?
Did it fix itself?
It's still a little staticky.
It's still kind of staticky.
I think I know what's happening. I think the wires are fraying.
One question, Eclipse.
I'll try to
Question.
fix it.
The Scarab guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that, because Scarab is a thief, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
is there any chance that he could have heard about Scarab in the past?
That who heard about Garib?
Eek.
Yeah, Yeek.
Go ahead and roll.
History?
Yeah, do a history check on that.
Is it at all possible
Okay,
to take a break and then come back?
Sure. Do you guys want to take a break, or do you want to call it for the day? What do you want?
I'll still keep playing. I was just asking
Yeah.
about like a break real quick to give a phone call. And...
I definitely don't want to call it for the day. I'm having too much fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a 15-minute break. Let's
All
get
right.
back here at 50 minutes at 50.
Alrighty.
Okay.
That's more like
Oh
20 minutes.
no, that's a few hours for me.
No, at minute 50. Minute 50. All
So
right,
it's
minute
I'm
5.
assuming it's time 38 for everyone at the moment.
Time 38. Come back at time 50.
Got it.
Yes.
Got
Okay,
it.
let me do the roll for
Okay, yeah,
where's
you do
my,
that.
where's
I
my
can-
freaking
yeah.
Yeah, on history. Good roll, good roll.
History. Wow.
No, that's not possible.
You think you are Garib. You think that was your born given name. No, you don't know anything about this guy. And
He sounds like an ass anyway.
yeah, he did boast that he was going to try and steal from this guy, but I mean, no one took him seriously.
Yeah, well, yeah, he just doesn't know anything about Garrett, so it's not that the history didn't turn out like that. It's okay. But this can be. I can't roll only once. I should get a bonus for rolling 3 ones in a row.
No. I'm not giving you a bonus for rolling 3 ones in a row.
That's what you call bad luck.
I know.
There is
I will-
actually.
Hmm?
Oh, sorry.
There's actually.
There is a game called Dragon Age. Have you heard? I know you probably heard of Dragon Age, the video game. But there is a role-playing game for Dragon Age for the entire world, and it uses a system where you roll
3d6.
d6s. What's that?
3d6.
Yeah, and a homebrew rule. I don't know if it's a homebrew or I don't know if it's if it's in the actual rules. But if you happen to roll 3 6s, then basically you have conducted an ungodly event, like something amazing that bards will talk about for years happened. A legendary thing because of that roll.
Okay.
Which I think is absolutely cool because it's rare and it deserves it.
Yep, it's statistically rare.
Yeah. Oh boy. So Torch, you want me to go send your little lady love to check up on you? Oh, he's gone. That's right.
Right.
Oh, that was so much fun. I just wanted to introduce her, just to play around with him, and you guys bought it all, the whole thing. I loved it.
I could not resist the whole kitty.
Oh,
angle.
I know. So
there's a 1 out of 216 chance to get 3 6s.
If we do get another night in town, Zam's definitely going to take up on the offer of the dinner.
Dining with her.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's up to you guys because really, you've got a lot of information right now that you can do. It's entirely up to you on how you take this information. I'm kind of curious to see what direction you go. I honestly can't tell.
Are they when they talked about seeing that guy in the woods? Is it those woods here on the card or
no? His castle, such as it is about 4 hours to the north. So you've got to travel about 4 hours to the north up here. It is
so there's a couple of things we could do. We could try to investigate the woods for the blue scaled Dragonborn, which we know of. I haven't checked out all the rumors yet, but with it, we could very much honestly, with the stuff we got, some of his supplies, so we might be able to help with whatever experiments and things he's messed up on. We also could try to see if we could get the Quicksilver, because if he's missing that could be very key. So before we even go there, we could try to get some Quicksilver.
The thing is, I personally think we should look for the castle, because that's kind of our mission. And I'm not sure if we would really stay. At the moment, it feels like holidays.
The thing is, the castle has a place it's
real
going
quick.
to be. And honestly, these other things are important to us as well. And honestly, getting the Quicksilver will help us when we get to the castle.
But the castle may help us. I personally don't think that we would find Quicksilver if the shop owner who makes his life with getting rare stuff.
We could figure out where to get some. You might not have it, but we can try to find some place in the area where we can get some. It might not something we shop for. It might something we forage or we fight something to get.
I'm not even sure if we will give those sachets to the guy or if Jonas wants to keep his sachet.
Well, that depends on what is happening in that castle.
Yeah,
exactly. Honestly, we don't need to worry about that. But there's also the satchels of supplies too. So.
I mean, you get Quacksilvers in mines. You get Quacksilver in mines, but I'm not sure if there's a mine nearby.
I don't think you get it in mines. that stuff probably needs to be extracted from the ores, not like going to be like.
Yeah, of course, the ore at least. But I think if we get the ore, we may. Mm, also, let me see something.
Damn it. Whoa, was it a dog?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Also, I know that Quicksilver is actually Mercury, and I don't think that the people that like alchemists are very like healthy
ask
in the D&D
around.
universe.
Oh, I'm fairly certain if they just buy a potion for against poisons or something, is they get too much quicksilver in their veins.
Yeah. I mean, Quicksilver is the old alchemist term for Mercury,
Yep.
and Mercury is not healthy.
No, it's not.
I mean, it isn't as poisonous as some people like.
Depends how you take it.
You shouldn't eat it. You shouldn't eat it.
You
But
should be ingesting it. You can kind of hold mercury in your hand, but again, I wouldn't really suggest it.
yeah, the problem is it's not very. The problem is it reacts with your stomach acid, and then it becomes it does a salt reaction, and then you have mercury salt in your body, and mercury salt is the poisonous shit.
Did you just Google that?
No, I'm studying chemistry.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains that.
I studied, but I mean, I will not.
How do you turn lead into gold? Curious question. Asking for a friend.
I mean, it's theoretically possible, but it will be very radioactive.
All you need to have is a reactor, and nuclear reactor.
So, can I actually point something interesting out about griffins regarding that?
What?
In alchemy, a vessel which was used to transfer ingredient to ingredient to mix ingredients together. One of the vessels was called a griffin's claw.
I think I heard about that even, but and it may have been you who told me.
You may have heard it from me.
Most likely, in fact.
Most likely. All right. We do not have Zerum, Tweets, or Torch, correct?
I'm here.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
here
we've
too,
got Zerum, we've
but
got
I'm
Torch,
neither
we
of
have
them.
we have Fleeks, we have Artonis, so we need Tweets. And I have Alcini.
I'm seeing up as crowded.
Oh, that's funny. Now that you're saying that, I mean, I found the alchemical table of symbols, and there's a griffin on it.
Not surprised.
Griffins and alchemy.
They're not big in alchemy, but when you consider the fact that a griffin is a combination of creatures, of course they're going to be a huge symbol for alchemy, because alchemy is all about combining and changing and
transformation.
Things.
Yeah.
Waiting on tweets.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's been 15 minutes. I think it's only been like 5.
Well, it's been a little over 10, and I did say minute 50. We were adamant on that fact.
Oh, I found a book about griffins and alchemy. At least a part of that. Helidoros.
Yeah. Oddly enough, there's an Italian book about griffins, and I can't read it because it's in Italian.
Do you have it though?
It is online, and I am halfway convinced to try and pay someone to translate it for me.
What's it about?
Griffins.
Aristeus.
Have you tried putting it
Aristeus.
into Google Translate and poorly getting a translation from it?
What are we talking about? Poorly getting translations?
Just parts that I really wanted.
You know who what this guy also talked about, the Aristeus.
Aristeus, people
He
thought that
talked
he was
about
Jesus Christ.
gold digging ants in India.
In India, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, gold digging ants in India. He started a lot of the monstrous myths. Was
What the
Aristeus.
fuck did I come back to?
And did you ever hear
Discussion over
about?
alchemy.
Am I the only one who
Contagious?
actually took a break and like wandered off?
No, I took a break.
No, I wanted off.
I stayed here.
Catesius. Do you know somebody called
However-
Catesius? Okay.
However, we are now all back. It is now morning. You all have discussed various bits of rumors that you've heard regarding Castle Zadrian and its single occupant. You have decisions to make.
Yay. I would go straight to the castle personally, but I don't force it on others.
To use the tail or to not use the tail? I mean, what?
So we might want to consider kicking up trying to figure out where to get some quicksilver. If this Plymouth needs that for the experiment, it might help alleviate some of the troubles that are currently going on there.
Yeah, Eclipse.
We
Is
could
there
also
some
check-
way
Are
we
you
can...
talking in character right now?
Yes, that was a cadence of voice talking character.
There is a blacksmith in town. Perhaps they have quicksilver.
That is a possibility. Then also,
Ah.
do we want to chase after this Dragonborn? Do we want to?
I think we meet Dragonborn when we search for castle. Sounded like it.
No, it sounded like he went off into the woods.
Yeah,
Oh.
woods at castle.
But if he was at the castle, I have to think that our little Kenku friend might be onto something. If we go there and find who we're looking for, he'll probably have information on the Dragonborn.
yeah, if we were looking for Praxis, he'll know more than us, especially after whatever's going on over there. Plus,
Fair enough. Then
knowing
that's-
how he just disappears, who's to say he went into the woods and just teleported somewhere
Also-
else?
Also, Yeek worried because this Dragonborn guy looked dangerous, and I'm worried about Ayul and our flock.
Then let
Well,
us see if we can get some quicksilver and then make our way to this castle.
yeah, it's possible this guy posed a major threat to Praxis, and maybe that's the reason he's disappeared. We can get him back or find out what's going on. Maybe that's a key on helping find out how to stop Praxis.
Yeah.
Let's only hope that that's the case and not that our friend we're looking for has actually been succumbed to Praxis.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we do is going to blacksmith, looking if has quicksilver, and then going to castle.
Sounds like a good plan
Yes.
to me.
Yep.
Yay! That was the fastest plan making we ever had.
The power of roleplay.
I mean, is there an actual alchemist in the city?
A cursory inspection will say that no, there is not. It's too small. It's too small of a town. It's not a city. It's a small farming community.
It's like
So-
a village.
So I guess we're going to check with the blacksmith and see if they would know. We might get some.
Okay.
That's where we're headed.
going up to the blacksmith this early
Where
in the
is he?
morning. So pretty much the butt crack of dawn, you finish up all your food. Ayul is surprisingly coherent and awake. And after discussing all of this information that you've heard throughout the night and evening and morning with each other, you find yourselves at the village smith. He's currently not doing any work. He's more tidying up his workspace. And when you arrive and you start, so when you arrive and you mention Quicksilver, his his action is one of kind of dismissal. You'll have to either go to the general store or to that alchemist up the way.
Ah,
Oh.
didn't you just say there was no alchemist?
Yeah, that alchemist up at up at the castle, Castle Zadrian. I don't know, some crazy guy making potions, changing the weather and stuff like that.
Okay, well,
Ah,
I knew the blacksmith would not have quicksilver.
Dang.
It was a worthy job.
Let's see if we can go back to the general store and see if they might know where we could obtain some.
DM. DM Eclipse.
Yes.
Would is it possible for me to do a knowledge or arcana check to know what type of, I don't know if it was discussed before, like what type of ingredient it's used in and what type of magic users would have it as a component?
Okay, so you want to know what kind of spells would have Quicksilver
I'm curious to know
as
if
a material component?
I'm curious to know if a cleric would have Quicksilver.
To the best of my knowledge, that's gonna be no.
Okay.
Now, Zara might know Quicksilver. There are such things as Quicksilver dragons, but those are about as rare as they come. Aside from that, there are some high-level spells that require Quicksilver. Not to mention people just playing around with alchemical temps will also.
I guess Quicksilver is very expensive, I guess.
Quicksilver, basically, if you're gonna get Quicksilver, it's gonna be expensive. You're looking at like 200 gold per ounce. It is not an easy thing to come by.
I don't think
It's very rare
I don't
and
think
unlikely.
Yeah, high-level mages would have it. Artonis would not have it in his repertoire of materials on his belt, unfortunately. I just want to point out the Quicksilver has not yet arrived for this shipment that is due to be collected in 3 weeks. Just so you know, that is the only thing you know to be true. Just that whatever shipment he has requested has not yet arrived, even though he still has 3 weeks' time for it to come.
Okay.
it's possible that we won't be able to acquire this Quicksilver in the time that we've got allotted to stay here.
Then let's just make our way to the castle if there's nothing else pressing.
Yeah, we
Think
could
we've
get
done
lucky
all
and
we
maybe
can.
he has it and we have all the other ingredients, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I could speculate on where else it could be, though I will not make any assumptions.
You want to go up to Dragon Country there, Zaram?
Let's go to Quicksilver.
If you want
Dragon.
Quicksilver, I'll get you Quicksilver. You ain't gonna like it though, or maybe
No.
he will, depending on how you get it.
No, that's
You
not
bring a
what
whole
you're talking
Quicksilver
about.
dragon.
Oh, okay.
Just
All right.
imagine.
So the group as a whole has agreed to go toward the castle.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
Okay. So going towards the castle. Oh, who's doing? Dear God, I'm not.
What?
All right, we are going towards the castle. Castle Zadrian, as it is even. This is technically, it might be called a castle. It is not what you would consider a castle to be. There are no parapets or anything like that.
So like a fort.
It is kind of like a heavily, not even heavy. It is a somewhat fortified two-story house. It has a wooden fence along the area, and where I have placed you is what you can currently see from walking into the gates. Now, with that said, there are two gates. This one on the right is locked. Locked well. This one on the left is not locked. In fact, Yeek, when you take a look at that, you can tell quite easily that it was picked recently.
Oh. This was picked recently, guys.
Huh.
Wow, that's interesting. And I think we know who it was.
And
When you
Not
stand
me. It wasn't me.
And we
It
also
wasn't me.
we also know that the castle is here. It's not gone. So that's a
That could,
plus.
could change any moment.
It is there. The castle, and there was no flickering. There was no, you did not see anything untoward or suspicious or awkward or anything outside of this area. However,
but if it went once, it could go again.
inside, so when you walk inside of the gate and you can see the wooden poled fence surrounding the estate, any attempts to look inside of the windows are met with this grayish mist. You can't see anything inside of the house. It is all very gray. The front door is large, wooden. It is it is two wide doors that would open up. Be very careful where you move. And as you are looking around, you hear a kind of a whinny or a whicker to the left.
Oh, horse. Where's left? There's left.
Left is over that direction.
I heard something.
Is anyone else following him? If you are following, this is where you'll grab and point yourselves at where you are.
Yeah, you.
Hello. I am a little sorry. I was busy ordering food. I've been trying to pay attention. So to the right is a locked door, right? Or the recently picked one?
Sure thing. This is a non-picked gate.
Okay.
This is a picked gate that you walked through. You
All
have
right.
not yet gone up to the elaborate dual doors.
And then missed through the windows, and I'm assuming we haven't explored either of these two paths
Missed
yet.
through the windows, and there was a nickering of a horse. And as you round the corner, indeed, a horse walks out of the way. And just kind of trotting slowly, it looks up at you and then just starts eating grass. It looks like the rope on its neck, Yeek, when you get close to it, the rope on its neck is, it looks like it's been bitten, like the animal has gnawed it off.
Hopefully, you're not talking, right?
The horse is looking at you, flicking its ears.
Are you Billy Batson? Are you little Billy Batson?
Oh, Adonis. A
Yes.
horse may have to say something. You can make magic to make it talk.
I'm not even getting
Ah.
right now.
Maybe
Well,
it has information.
Ayul, as you're moving over to the side, as you start moving off to the side, you just see what looks like a little work shed to your right, and the sides of the house just continue further after this large bay window that you're looking at.
Oh, also, I'm not. I don't have dragon breath anymore. I should remove the.
No, you do
symbol.
not have dragon breath anymore.
Oops. So yeah, and the Kenku suggested Artonis to use the talk to animal spell.
If I used one of my spells on an actual animal, would it actually say anything?
I'm sorry. Ask that again, Artonis.
If I used the talk to animal spell on an actual real born animal that was thing would actually talk to me.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it works. It makes them. I think they still have their animal intelligence, but you can understand them. What they saw, they can describe what they.
It looks to be a gardening
experience.
workshop.
No, I guess
Thank you.
I guess a pair of eyes is better than none. So maybe we
So
can
you
ask
are
it
going
what
to
happens.
use one of your speak with animal spells from the scroll.
Sure.
Okay. So that will last 10 minutes. Or correction, no, wait. This is a regular spell. Ow. Thank you, Alciani. This is a regular spell. So yes, it will last for 10 minutes. Now understand that this will have an animal's intelligence, so be careful on exactly what you say, but you read off this spell and everyone that is looking to the left over by what smells like stables to the left. Artonis is reading from a spell. And suddenly the spell goes off, Artonis.
Okay. Hello. Anything interesting happened here lately?
Oh, you cut out a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Let me try it again. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Let's try it again. Hello, Mr. Horse. Anything interesting happening lately?
Hello. Where's my food? Did Master send you to give me my food?
You can have food if you tell me if anything interesting happening here.
But I haven't had food for days. He feeds me every day, and I have no food.
Oh no.
Do you have my food?
I'm sure we can find you some food.
I'm gonna give.
I give him the dry bread I have.
He sniffs at the horse sniffs at the kenku and eagerly eats at the bread.
Yeah, I removed it from my inventory. I don't.
So you haven't seen anyone walking around here lately. So nobody came to look after you.
Smelled a person. Smelled a short person come in. He went inside and the master hasn't come out with my food.
What door did you went in?
That was after master was gone for a day. Before I bit my rope.
Yeek is worried and asks, are there other horses, animals?
No, one master, one horse.
Okay.
Relief. So
with that knowledge, you see that this stable could hold could hold upwards of 6 horses if need be, but you haven't checked inside yet.
Yeek pets the horse and promises everything will be fine.
Yeek, he's kind of just blankly looking at you, and the horse turns to Artonis and he squeaks like a bird.
Yes, that's because he is a bird.
Are you a bird? You don't see you here.
No, I'm not a bird, but let's not go down that line because that is a scary line of questioning. So, nothing else interesting happened. Except that?
The house is moving with all the lights inside. They bright lights inside of the clouds.
Cue X-Files theme.
Well, let's hope that's not what we're going to have to discover here.
Are there any interesting places here, Horsey? What's your name, Horse, by the way? Sorry for being rude.
Esteban.
Esteban, good. Thank you, Esteban. Bird will make sure you get a lot of food, but first we need to look for your master.
He should be in the house.
All right. Well, now we know that.
Right.
Is his full name Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de Rosa Ramirez?
Probably.
No,
Aw.
I'm sorry.
I don't think anyone got the reference though, did you?
I want to get the reference, but I don't know it right.
Dang. It's from The Sweet Life?
Oh.
Well, I suppose we should
Explore outside first. Oh, sorry.
No, we should probably get with our other party, figure out what they saw, or check around.
I think we should just walk in. I mean, at every step that we come, we just essentially know that whatever is interesting is probably inside that castle.
Fleeks, when you step over by... No, get your butt back over there. When you step over by the stable door, there is kind of a pungent smell as you look inside, and you're not quite certain, but it looks like there's some shimmering horses inside of there. Like maybe some horses they're standing there, but then when you look away and look back, they're not. But then they're right there on the corner. They're right there on the corner of your vision. But when you look right at it, they're not there.
Ghost horses.
Okay. Oh, Adonis. There are lot of horses, but not. Come,
right.
come, look.
What?
Can I do an Arcana check?
Go ahead and do an Arcana check, sure.
Why not?
Why not? Zerum,
Can
you're
you-
looking at a closed work shed over there on the right. Artonis, you're not too sure. There's a number of magical abilities that could have caused something that Yeek is saying, but when you look inside, it's just an empty stable. There's nothing inside. He's just being Yeek.
Of course.
Can I make
It's
him
just a horse, of course.
And Esteban is standing there, kind of nibbling on Aspen's clothes.
Hey.
Eclipse? Can
Yes.
I look close at this phenomenon?
Okay. Stand by for looking at that. So in the stable, you're not going to find anything. When you're searching again, nothing comes out of it. There's no search. Zerum, opening up that door, it is itself unlocked. It looks like there is a lock, but it's been unlocked for a very long time, as if someone couldn't, or didn't care about it. Opening inside of that area is simply a very dark woodshed. And yet, when you stick your head a little closer to get a better look inside, you suddenly feel this rush of cold as your head looks like it's on the top of a mountain peak. And you pull yourself back immensely because it's very difficult to breathe. And
I'm sorry, I missed half a
Ayul.
sentence of that. So, like, something about a mountain peak? What?
yeah,
If
dealing with interdimensional beings here. So
Basically, you peeked through the doorway and it looked like you were like on a mountain peak for a
you
second. It's
peeked
very
through
difficult to
the,
breathe.
you peeked through the
Okay.
doorway, and when your head went through, it was like you were on the top of a mountain peak. You're around. You're not inside of a woodshed. You're at the top a mountain, it's so hard to breathe with
Well,
how
it's
high you are.
technically my natural terrain is mountains.
Well, this is far above. This is basically
like
far above the cerulean peak.
Like the highest mountain ever, and like
Yeah,
really.
and it's basically even then your body acclimates to being able to breathe at that height.
Absolutely.
You had no acclimation, and you're in a human form. It hurt.
Actually, I trained to bench a dragon already.
Sarum, this
You're
is the no
Dragonite,
oxygen
okay.
dimension.
So basically, you jumped back, and Ayul, you don't see anything but this shivering dragon just looking scared and confused.
Trembling, not shivering.
Trembling.
Cold immunity.
I guess Ayul would like raise a brow and be like, "That's odd," and then just continue walking the way he's walking.
Okay. Let me show pretty much this because I want to make sure everyone's. I gotta kind of keep everyone more or less together. Let me see.
You silly DM, you give us a map and expect us to stick together.
I know. I'm like, all right, these guys are gonna go investigate together. Nah, fuck it. We're gonna 5 of us in each corner, in each cardinal direction.
We split the party.
You didn't split the party. You shattered it. All right. Outside of this particular environment, looking into all of the windows, provides you with this hazy look. There are a trio of buildings over here. They look to be maybe work sheds of some sort. There's various knickknacks tossed away and aside. This is a locked door up here in this circular domed area. Looks like a very small tower. And for anyone that's higher than Yeek, you'd be able to tell that this hedge right here that you see at the side of the house, this hedge looks to be actually like a maze.
The good thing we have Ayul. He's not afraid of mazes.
And there is another backdoor entrance, looks like going to the maze and to a water fountain on the other side at the back of the house.
Ah.
So, with that said, I'm going to go around. So I'm going to go around, and I'm going to ask Artonis, is there anything you want to do right now?
I would like to go to the castle.
The horse seems to be following you no matter where you go.
That's okay. Maybe we can use a course in the castle. Into the castle, I kind of want.
Well, go over to the front door and
or the
make
back
sure
door.
that you're not going alone.
Hey, there's a back door.
Could be
I fully expect that horse to come with me.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
With that said, though, everyone's kind of splitting up, and you're watching the party just kind of disappear away from each other.
I'm unsure where to go. A back door seems more reasonable than front door.
Well, I don't want to leave Artonis on his lonesome, so I know I see it. I see what you mean, little guy, but
I'm not alone. I have my horse, my trusty horse. Yeah,
I have my trusty
Adventures of Esteban and Artonis.
If you can call out to Ayul and get everyone else, we can all go inside together, and that's probably the best solution.
Yeah, let's go inside. I've got a horse.
The horse is sitting at the bottom of the stairs, and it's looking up at you like, "Are you going in there?"
Yeah, of course.
Well, bring back the master with the good food. That bread sucked.
Come with us. Come with us. Today's a special day. You can go into the house.
Hey,
No,
Eclipse, I still have a
special.
transformative potion, by the way.
I might find that blue dragon that smelled like death.
Ah, how nice.
Wait,
Tell us
Okay.
Or?
Real quick, I need to know where everyone is in like time and space. So is it Fleeks away from where I'm at, or am I allowed to
Fleeks,
move?
Fleeks
Fleeks
is
is kind of bouncing
back
around you.
Okay, I'm gonna head to the
Yeah.
front.
We could split up back door and front door if you're
Go for it.
adventurous.
I don't think we ought to split up at all. I think we're already stretched thin as it is. I don't know where Aiol and
Aiol.
Zaram are.
Ayul and Sarum may. Yeah, but where is Ayul?
We're around the back. currently.
Ayul!
Well, I
Look
think
at the
you
roof!
know. I think he's saying
Look at
in
roof.
character. He doesn't know where
Yeah.
you guys
Can I climb on the roof because I have the climbing ability now? There's 2-story.
Yeeks, yeeks. In every castle, the most interesting and worthwhile stuff is right in the entrance hall. So if you want to steal anything, you should hurry come to the entrance and come with us.
I don't know. I've played enough RPGs to know that the interesting stuff is after the boss battle in the dungeon below the castle.
Yeah.
Well, we're not aware of this being a
Eclipse?
game.
Eclipse,
side.
is there a way to check for danger, like to estimate what for traps and stuff, you know?
All right. Looking at that front door, you recognize that there is a sprung poison dart trap. It looks like there is a poison dart that has come out of the top of each knocker on each door. There is a large metal knocker, and there is a poison trap. A dart has appeared in the middle of each knocker. You do not see any blood on the darts, however, so either someone cleaned up after or they did not strike a target.
I wouldn't take this door,
With that
Adonis.
said, pause, Ayul and Zaram. Well, how about you guys?
Ayul's gonna do what I would do in a situation like this and get very, very tired of walking around because there's clearly nothing in front of us over here. There's just a bush right next to us at the moment.
Oh yeah,
He's going to take flight and move over the house.
okay,
So I'm just gonna join him.
okay.
So we're just gonna
you
just
two
see what's
start-
like up here, basically.
Yep,
Yeah,
so
you
I'm
two
gonna
start
join and take
flying.
flight after Ayul.
You two, right? You two start flying around the house.
Hey, Ayul flying! Oh.
Oh. You can see now that you're above the house, it's almost as if there's kind of a have you ever seen dry ice very lightly put out a small mist
Yeah.
of smoke at the bottom of it?
Yep.
Kind of looks like that, but with grayish mist. It's not like a permeating thing, and it's really even difficult to see unless you're really looking for it. But since you're so high up and looking down, it's kind of a concentrated effect. You can see the house almost breathing a little bit. Aside from that, though, you see your three friends and a horse meandering. Ayul's hopping up and down. He looks up at the two of you and then looks down with a single tear falling down his eye.
Ayul looks up at Ayul.
All right, Yeek.
Yeah.
So
Yeek is waving.
is there anything like is there any like windows or like a skylight or anything on top of the house?
There are some windows on the second story of the house. There is no particular skylight, though.
So I think Ayul would try to find his own entrance then and probably dive towards one of those windows and try to break it.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. I'm going to show you something. Look down near the bottom of the black map.
The bottom of the black map.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm about to make something apparent for you. All right. So near the front of the house, above where your friends are standing, they are standing in what's, I'm just going to say the phrase man trap. That's it. It's just a phrase. Don't worry. The entranceway has a ceiling to it. So you currently, for example, you cannot see Artonis because he is under the roof of the man trap. There is a balcony to the right and the left of him, and you can see that down. Can you see that balcony?
Yes. So
Okay,
This would be
so
the big one on the right, I'm assuming, and the small one on the
big
left.
one on the right and the small one on the left. There are second-story doors, large doors that open to balconies for the on the second floor there.
Well, in that case, I guess I would land on the large balcony and try to go through that door.
So landing on the large balcony and trying to go through the door. The door itself,
Bird is following Ayul, and then he climbs up the
the
thing.
door
because-
itself is opens wide, and you see a large kind of wall of gray, wispy smoke standing in front of you. You cannot see inside the house.
Just like a Dark Souls boss battle. I know what's beyond that.
Eclipse.
Yeah.
With my thief ability, am I able to climb up the story?
Roll to climb.
Roll. Okay.
Roll to climb.
How can I roll the climb?
There should be a climbing skill, right? Or acrobatics?
No. It's either acrobatics or athletics.
Yeah. Acrobatics, athletics, whichever is better. Okay. Yeah, you quickly scurry up there onto the balcony with him.
Hey, Ayul.
Oh, Zerum, how about you? Well, you see your
This must be
landing and
Smoker
you
household.
avian friend getting there. You, Zerum.
Sam's gonna kind of flutter down beside Ayul.
Fluttering down. So the three of you are on this balcony.
I hope that the balcony can support this much weight.
Also,
Yeah, this is
Aturnus,
gonna be
do not
awesome.
use store. Do not use store. It's dangerous.
We've got a dragon wormling. We've got an
I can't see the balcony though, so it's just black.
on this second-story building. Artonis and Aspen, you're looking up and you're seeing your winged and avian friends alighting to the second story.
Well, that's good for them.
You-
Artonis,
you-
I suppose it'll just be the old-fashioned way for us.
Yeah. I think I want to use my giant two-handed sword to push the door open without touching it.
Your
I'm going
giant
to.
what?
Zam's actually gonna.
Artonis is cutting
Zam's
out.
gonna speak. Zam's gonna
Oh.
speak to Ayul, and if you two wish to go this way, and I'll go down and support the others. Make sure that we are covered.
Yeah.
I have
Hello?
a bit of an idea as how to traverse the fog.
Aturnus wanna come with us? And
I,
music cat?
I said I wanted to use my big giant sword to open the door.
So he's got a great sword and he wants to punch the door with it.
Well,
I
I assume it's already unlocked. I'm just like using it as a so that I don't have to touch it.
Okay.
A pokey tool.
All right. So I will deal with Artonis first, and then I will get to Zerum and all.
So-
Artonis. I'm sorry. What's up?
If he's, prodding it with the sword, Aspen's gonna. Is there something specifically wrong, or why the hesitation?
The poison darts on the door.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Artonis, you poke open the door, and you are also greeted with a wall of gray, wispy smoke and nothing beyond.
Can I do an Arcana check on that?
No need to do an Arcana. It's not natural. That's about all you can tell.
Well, I thought maybe I could tell me if that thing is going to rip me apart if I try to pass into it or not.
There's no way to tell without physically interacting with it. Just observing it, it looks like gray smoke.
What happens if I throw in a stone?
Throw a stone.
I'll throw one. I throw
Okay,
one.
You hear it clatter on the other side. Sounds like
Well,
it's hit wood.
That's a good first step. At least it didn't disintegrate or something, so I guess we can try stepping
Yeah,
in.
this is what I went with.
So you're going to step in?
I guess I do. I mean, yeah.
All right.
Nothing venture, nothing earn.
Hold on 1 second. Oh boy.
Oh no.
All
Oh
right.
dear.
So you open up, and so you open up the door, and or both of you going at the same time?
Yeah.
That was two different questions. Just Artonis,
yeah,
or both
I
of you
mean-
going at the same time?
Wait, what?
Just Artonis, or are both of you going at the same time, like one after another, or Aspen? Are you waiting for Artonis to go? I'm not dead yet.
I will go in with him.
Okay, going in with. So
I wanted to have Zarum come down and join them.
Zarum, you want to swing on down really fast and follow him?
If I could actually see my token.
Oh, your token's right,
It's down there.
right down with these.
I can't see anything.
Well,
Can't see
We'll
anything.
go far down.
scroll
the map,
all the way
really
down
Yeah, it
to the
should be
bottom of
scrolled
the
all
Oh my gosh, it's all the way down there. Whoops.
Yeah. Sorry. Scroll
Also,
all the way down. No problem.
Yeek. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeek has a plan, but it's only for Ayul then, I guess.
All right.
Ayul also has a plan.
I have a rope. You know what I mean? Where I want to go with that.
What?
All right, let me get this. This is funny.
Can I DM Whisper PC? Okay.
Oh yeah, whisper away.
If it is all right with the two of you, I would lead this entrance in.
Well, of course, I'm always happy to have the dragon go first.
I
Okay.
wish no harm to come to either of you.
When you and I'm gonna grab the three of you. I'm gonna move you guys in. When you step through the door, you step through this wispy smoke, and when you look and turn around, you don't see any smoke. You see the outside. You see the outside of this open door that you've walked through. You don't see any smoke anywhere around you whatsoever. This entryway is wide. To your left, there is a hallway that looks to branch off to some other rooms. To the right, you feel a warm, crackling glow coming around the corner of what's probably a fireplace, glowing just the same as the two fireplaces in front of you, one to your left, one to your right. In this entryway, good God, why is there like two Zerms? There we go. In this entryway, there are 4 pedestals ahead of you that you can see. Each of these pedestals bears the visage of a goddess smiling. You're not sure exactly which one, but she is holding a goblet in each hand. So 4 statues of a smiling goddess, each one holding a goblet in their hand. Beyond this, beyond the final statue, you see what looks to be an empty room past a little bit of a barister. So you see like a piling going up a small, tiny wall. It looks to be an empty room on the other side.
well, where should we start looking?
Okay, Eclipse, I need to take a little break. I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, Ayul,
Okay.
correction, Ayul and Yeek, my burbs.
Okay. I bound the rope I
Okay,
have around my waist and gave
Cool.
the other end to Ayul and say, I will go in, check for danger.
cool.
Ayul takes the rope and is a little uncertain about this. His idea was literally to pick up Yeek and just stick his head through the doorway. But
Very smart. Yeah.
yeah, he was like, yeah, that'd give me more control over it. If it's dangerous, I could just pull him back. But now he's like, well, he seems to be content with the rope, so I guess we'll do that.
Yeah,
Alright.
if I will beep the whole time, and if I stop, if birds stop beep, you pull rope. Okay.
Yank really hard, accidentally split
Okay.
Yeek in half.
Yeek, the second you step in there, you're beeping, beep, beep, beep. Like almost the second your final tail feather goes through, the rope that's connecting you to Ayul goes slack. Both of you see your rope just get bisected and cut right where that smoke was. However,
And the beep-
Ayul, you hear beeping on the other side. Yeek, I'm trying to get this as fast as I can, guys. Yeek, you are now standing. Ah,
In a
crud.
lava pit. I knew it.
You're not standing in a lava pit. Hold on a second.
beep, beep,
Hold on one second. I gotta do something.
beep, 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 beep,
Ah,
beep, 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 beep.
no more beeping for you. All right.
Sir, the sonar
you-
seems to be working just fine.
That beeping sounds. That beeping sounds very, very far.
Very, very far away.
Very, very far away. But you can hear it. You can hear him
Okay.
beeping away like a little beeper.
All right. Well, I guess after watching the rope go slack,
And cut in half.
I would kind of just like tug his half back through, be like, huh. And then since he can still hear beeping, I guess it's safe, and just walk on through.
Okay. You hear beeping, and before you were able to really say anything, Yeek and Ayul, you both appear. You look around you, and behind you, where you walked through that open door with that open doorway on the balcony with the smoke in front of you, you turn around and there is a softly crackling fireplace. You are in a very small vestibule, a small room. You're not too sure exactly where this room is. You're a little disoriented though, because you did not come through a door. However, you have some options ahead of you.
Did we walk through a wall?
There is a passageway going down towards your right, and there is a small vestibule moving down, a small stairwell moving down.
Oh. Well,
This is going to
I
be
guess.
interesting. What's that? So right here, when you step over to this area, you can see the other balcony. You think it's the other balcony. You're fairly certain you're on the top. You're on the top of this building, such as it is.
this is strange. This is strange. Ayul, wanna come?
I mean, I guess I'll follow. I'm a little concerned though.
Ayul, when you're passing by the stairs, you swear you're hearing rushing water out of those stairs.
Did you hear that?
I think they have a water damage here. Oh no, you hear it.
Screw the water damage. I thought I heard actual running water just now.
Like a flowing river. A strong flowing river.
You didn't hear that? It was loud.
No, I didn't hear it.
I don't like it.
Let me check. Listen, Yeek is listening. Is there anything?
It's a long flowing river.
I would better not going down there. Rivers make me afraid.
All right, my small friend. You won't go down the stairs yet.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So, what is here?
What is where? That is a door. That is a door in front of you.
Oh, can I open the door?
Yes.
Yay! Which one? That's the question.
Which door do you wish to open?
The lower door that was catching my interest.
So the one to your right.
The door here.
The one you're in front of. Okay. So you open up this door, and there is a huge plane that you see on the other side of this door. You open this door, and there is a huge plane with open, beautiful skies that you just wish you could fly in. There are horses, wild stallions running across the plain, and you can see all sorts of birds and wildlife frolicking around in this beautiful sun on the other side of this door.
Oh, I think
That's
the
cool.
rent for this place is expensive.
That's really
Ayul,
funny.
can you see that? Ayul, are you speechless?
Ayul can't see it if he decides to look.
Where's
Tweets?
Ayul?
Tweets?
Tweets?
We lost him.
Fuck, I was muted. I forgot. I muted myself to eat my food because I have very messy food, and then I forgot to unmute.
Do you see this?
I am sort of wishing I hadn't. That sight makes me think of home.
Okay, I'm back.
It's pretty, but scary. Not going in there, right?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay.
For you two, you hear kind of a heavy thud behind you. The two of you.
Which two?
Ayul and Yi.
Okay.
Oh, did you hear
And
this?
turning around the come here, you little bastard. Turning around the stairs is a rather dangerous looking crocodile.
Oh my.
Dripping wet.
Or let's
Pausing with
this is
you
a-
two, going to my others. All right, my other three. What's up with you? Zerum, Aspen, and Artonis. You hear nothing untoward. You don't know where your other two friends have gone.
Well, where do you
Okay.
guys think his personal study would be if he is still here?
If I'm seeing this, I don't have an idea, but I'm suspicious about these statues.
What about the statues?
I'm suspicious of them.
Okay. Are you inspecting them, or are you touching them, or are you just kind of mildly annoyed at them?
Zam's gonna is wary of them for traps, so he's gonna kind of inspect them for traps.
All right. I want for you to make a perception.
But yeah, I was just saying that in character. But...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Zerum. You're not seeming particularly trapped at all. Matter.
Can I take a shot at them too? Maybe
Sure.
see if they're magical somehow too.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, Artonis. You know, there is something odd about these statues. They're not magical by any means, but each of the 4 goblets being held by each goddess, they have an inscription in Draconic.
Oh, good thing you can read
And
this, right?
as you're getting close, you notice some scents. So the descriptions read: the first spirit, the second spirit, the third spirit, and the fourth spirit.
Very deep.
Could have been the
And-
last spirit.
Inside of each of the goblets seems to be a different kind of alchemical ingredient. And I am going to show that to you. So I'm going to show it to all players, but technically only Tony at this point in time knows, but he gets to see it. Artonis, I would like for you to make an Arcana check.
Okay. Ha.
All right. You know for a fact these are alchemical statements, and you're fairly certain you know what is inside of each of these goblets. First spirit means quicksilver. Second spirit is orpiment. Third spirit is sal ammoniac. Fourth spirit is sulfur. I'm going to put that information up there, but there's a little bit of each ingredient inside of each goblet. Well done.
Okay.
I wish we
Well,
have
well, we have Quicksilver now. Question is what
you
we.
would be
is-
able to put it inside of your material pouch. Just you
No,
probably
I'm leaving
have
it there for
spare
now.
room in there.
So what you're saying is that's in there's Quicksilver?
Mm-hmm.
What is in the other ones?
The second spirit contains opiment, the third contains sour ammoniac, and the fourth contains sulfur.
Is that all that's inside there, or?
Looks like it.
Maybe these are meant to be used in some sort of experiment, or maybe what was going on with the house beforehand. So
Probably.
we do have all these ingredients, so maybe if we find a study and maybe notes,
I mean,
we can find
they
out.
already are in the goblets that the statues hold.
Wait, what do you mean?
Fleeks knows to fear me.
What do you mean? You're saying there's already stuff inside these goblets?
Yeah,
aside
it's already, that stuff is already in the goblets.
It's difficult for you to say when those items were placed in. You don't know when. You don't know why,
But they're there.
but they are there.
Maybe that's. I think we should find like any notes or paperwork that might lead us to what he was researching. That might show us how to
Probably.
make sense of all this and what all these statues are used for.
Beep.
Anything else in that room that's interesting?
Aside from the fireplace burning next to the stairwell, as well as the fireplace burning to the right side, then no, the order.
Why has that place two fireplaces? Like right by each other? That seems weird.
Could be another part of this little puzzle here.
Let me see. Assuming that you had to get to. Assuming you had to get close to this, I'll go ahead and say that you can see a little bit down inside of that area as well. Ah. Yeah. Alrighty. Anything else you guys wish to do inside of here? Time is yours. Time is ticking. Time is money.
I want to go up there and look a bit more into the rest of this area.
The room to the north of you looks like a very beautiful. It's a wide open space, and it just holds a couple of tables. Place to the right.
Was there some side hallways down when we first entered?
The side hallway to the left of the front doors.
Okay, what about the right? Is that just a wall?
No, there. I am so sorry. That is my mistake. I really hate that part. It is not just a wall. There was another passageway down right there. It kind of goes into another open space.
Well, we should
So
probably
up here
check
is
that out.
just kind of it's like a dining hall. Let us go back a little bit. I'd like to check out this other passage. So I'm going to start leading the way over here.
Okay. So getting over here, you can see. All right. You can see another fire awfully crackling and glowing. I want for you to roll a perception based on set. Okay. You're just smelling the crackling fire. Nothing really different is coming to you. You haven't really heard anything untoward in this house, just a few crackles of the fires in the 3 fireplaces that you were aware of. 4, if you count the fireplace to the north in the large living area that I haven't revealed yet.
I mean, why haven't you revealed that? Can we not see that? Shouldn't we be able to see it?
Maybe.
Not where we've traveled yet. You have to actually move your token and actually travel there to search.
All right. Bloop.
You step into it.
Yeah.
Okay. Artonis, you basically you're pressed against this closet. You're kind of closed in. Your entire bulky body, your draconic body, is just pressed against these walls. And Zerum, you can hear this muffling
Can I?
to the wall to your left.
Was that next to me or was that?
Nope, Zerum.
Oh, Zerum. Okay.
To your left. To your left.
So I'm just gonna move to the back. Okay. My left.
Yeah, so right here, and this boop, 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 boop.
Okay, okay.
Basically, Artonis, your character is right in there, but you can hear behind this door to this kind of a closet. You can hear this muffling and kicking. It sounds like your friend Artonis.
Someone tries to open the door.
The door's not budging really.
Where's the kangaroo?
Someone's gonna break the door.
All right,
It's
bash
not
it.
budging.
Uh-oh.
So I guess I roll an attack then.
Oh yeah. No need for attack. This would be. You know what? I just needed the 10 for that anyway, so that's. You rip it off. What? Your claws? Your mouth? What are you ripping it off?
I'm basically I'm gonna claw at it and just kind of try to get in the cracks and just
Yeah,
tear it
clawing at
open.
it. Yeah, you do. Your claws dig right in, and you just rip that right off. And Artonis kind of tumbles out onto you, just kind of gasping, like, "What the?" To Aspen, you can hear commotion in the back. You just saw your friend disappear. He's not in that beautiful room that he stepped into. Sounds like he's behind you.
I'll approach the noise as best I can.
Oh yeah, and you can see Artonis and Zara. Artonis
How did you get in there, Artonis?
He's fixing his robes, just kind of looking really pissed off and surprised.
That's awfully
I
strange.
don't know. I wanted to go in that other room, and I think we should probably pay attention where we walk. Maybe.
This might be some strange effects of that extraplanar activity we were told about from those books.
Probably.
I have no doubt.
Well, looks like we're going to be thinking with portals here.
Take 3 days to read the book and find out how we can get out of here.
Now you're thinking with portals
Yeah.
after 3 days.
Oh, it's
Artonis,
you again.
As you start walking down that direction, as you start walking down that, you get this. Basically, I want you to stop real quick. Zerum and stop it. Zerum and Aspen. You see Artonis stride kind of angrily and surprised away down to the right. And he suddenly just looks, for lack of a better phrase for you and I, he's moonwalking. He's just kind of stepping up and down in place. And he's doing this for a very long time. It's beginning to get kind of weird.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's
Sure. He's just not taking any. He's stepping. It looks like his movement should be pushing him forward. He doesn't seem concerned or anything.
I think his connection for he's lagging out. His connection's
If you
not
want to
so
think
good.
of it that way, that would be an apt descriptor. But
Buy
he's
you a
just-
hamster,
He's
you
inventing
nerd.
a new dance, and it could
He's
be a hit.
just walking. He's just stepping in place.
And
Am I
so-
aware that I'm just stepping?
Just stepping in place. That's all
Am I
we're doing.
aware that I'm doing that, or
Nope,
what?
you can't do anything yet.
Okay.
And
Well, friends, how do you solve this puzzle?
Is it by calling Eclipse a good little girl?
Oh, that'll get him a
Also-
lot of things, just not in game.
Also,
Yeah.
I sent you a message on Discord, Eclipse.
Oh God, I'm not okay. Is it bad? Is it good?
I mean, I might have to leave soon, so I.
Okay, gotcha. So we'll call it in a few minutes. I know exactly.
Do you believe in magic? Meaning a good heart. Why you got to leave, friend?
Because there's a bunch of stuff I have to do.
Oh.
Suddenly they got busy.
Yeah. Well, I haven't.
That's how life is when you are an international spy.
That's right.
Yep, that's exactly my excuse. 100%. I'm using that for everything now. Every time I have.
Yeah.
International spy.
Of course, it's the best.
Today, anyway.
I do need someone to do something about Artonis.
I mean, what can we do? I'll go and like pat his shoulder. but-
Okay, you touch him and pat his shoulder, Artonis. You just started walking away, and suddenly your friends are patting you on the shoulder.
Okay, so I guess I'm turning around and saying yes.
Okay.
So,
And it's been about a good minute or sitting there, stepping in place for about a minute.
Yay.
What, Artonis, in the last minute or
Yeah.
so, what have you been doing?
I mean, I came out of that closet and then I
So-
walked over here.
So what you're saying is you don't realize you've been walking in place for over a minute.
No, I
Artonis,
was
you have
not
been
aware of
walking
that.
for over a minute. You just took like 3 steps away. That's all.
Yeah, I was just walking 3 steps, that's all.
Okay, because we just kind of freakily watched you just moonwalk in place for the last minute, and we're pretty sure that's another weird effect of this place.
Well, I guess I can just reiterate what I said before. Probably should pay attention where we're walking.
Yeah, but you just walked to the random part of the room, and I thought it was just doorways, but it looks like any part of this place could be have
The
some.
I think the best solution is that there's always at least 2 of us and one walks ahead.
hands.
That and watch out for any kind of activators or whatever other mechanisms or
Anything
magical
yeah.
anomalies that could be about.
Yeah.
We need to find Ael and Yeek, because who knows
So
what.
let's head to this towards the stairs because they were on the 2nd floor, but who knows
Well-
what it's like in here.
And who knows how. I mean, we could go upstairs and end up downstairs. I mean, it's.
Now you're getting it.
So maybe if we go downstairs, we'll go upstairs. I mean, anything's possible in this place.
Anything's possible until we learn this.
Could be.
We'll have no idea.
It's Schrodinger's house.
We could. Now, there is a possibility it's not all.
Asher's house.
Now, there is a possibility it's. Now there is a possibility it's not randomized. So maybe if Artonis goes back through the doorway that leads into this closet, if he comes back out again, then we know that's a fixed point. But if it doesn't, I mean,
It could
Yeah.
also mean it could also easily just be if he goes and tries to go into that other room, he'll always end up in that closet.
yeah, we could throw something in there as well. Maybe it'll come back in the closet.
Who here seen Poltergeist?
I have a long time
I've
ago.
seen bits and pieces of it.
I can remember the part where they stick nails into the footprints of
Right.
somebody.
All right, you three. What do I need you to action, and then I'm going to make something happen, and then we're going to call it for this particular adventure, or correction, this session.
We we could throw for like our action, like Zaram stays next to the closet and then waits for like a rock or a book or something gets tossed into the room and see if it lands in there.
You can easily do that.
Can we do that, Eclipse?
Okay, where are you going to?
The exact same place Artonis went and ended up in the closet. But
So
we're gonna
walk. You're gonna walk back over here.
yeah, but we're gonna like grab an item and toss it through and see if it pops
Okay.
out.
Sure. What item?
It could be a candelabra, a book, like something
Candelabra
small.
book. All right. You grab a nearby book, and when you grab the book, it suddenly starts flapping up with this little bit of a shrieking giggle. And it baps you right on the back of the head and flies away.
You guys remember when I said anything could happen? I didn't mean it to this extent, but
All right, we are going to pause it right there.
it's a freaky house of
Right.
horrors.
No. You have a good. As soon as you start checking out the house, you're going to get more intel. Don't worry. But you are now inside of castle, and much to my surprise, you're in two different groups. This is going to make it difficult for me. So, Castle
This is some kind of
Zandrian
chess
is
of
now
course.
yours. Escobar is sitting outside munching on grass
I
alone.
thought it was Esteban.
Or Esteban, I'm sorry, Esteban. I was not expecting anyone to talk to the horse. I forgot. So rock on with your bad selves. All right. So we are going to call it right there. When we come back next week, we are going to make sure to begin. I'd like to get right on at 2 o'clock so we can get everyone. I have a feeling this is going to take a little bit of some time to
Right.
bounce between you guys. But the good part is I have a portal house, which means if I really wanted to, I could just throw you together. But I'm not going to do that. I got plans.
Yeah.
You guys, I want to see these plans through as long as I can.
It's a cool
Alright.
puzzle you put together. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm glad
I
we
want to
didn't
know
go
how
into the
free
maze.
everyone's going to be for the next session.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like this was a great session. It was
I
fun
do.
moments.
I like
This was
these.
This will be
Fun
interesting.
moments for everyone.
You
I
know,
like
we've
these,
got- Yeah.
these setups where it's like the sheep with the scroll, the maze house. I like these. Very creative.
But you didn't go into the maze.
Well, now we know
I
that probably would have
didn't
been
notice
the
it on my
worst
side.
possible place.
Yeah, you guys never saw the maze. The other three did. Kenku probably looked at it and said, "Boring."
Technically, we
And
probably
ran away.
saw it when we went above the house, but
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think me and Artonis saw the maze because Yeek's running around and
Yeah,
we,
Yeek was
we didn't
more
move
running
anywhere.
around.
Yeek definitely wanted to go in the maze. I'm pretty sure of that.
I hate. My Kenku thought, another boring bush maze.
And
Yeah,
now,
I mean,
and this is important for you guys. Were those items in the goblets? Were they supposed to be there? Did the thief put them in there? Are they meant to be a trick for you to
My
take something
theory.
out?
My theory is to that you have to put the things in there to solve some riddle or something.
So you think a puzzle was already solved?
Yeah,
I've
or
thought
it
about
could
that
be.
possibility
Has
that-
reset the puzzle.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason Aspen is looking for like notes or anything that pertains to research.
yeah,
Like,
we
if
should look for
he's-
notes and stuff.
If he's an actual scientist, he would have written stuff down so he can replicate the results later.
He would have, but he wouldn't have put him in his entryway.
No.
Or he
Eclipse.
put it in his second story river,
So
apparently.
basically, before I like interact at all with the thing that we found, it's like basically we need more information. That's what we're
Oh, yeah.
doing.